In other words, what he means is not just somebody with a degree. He means somebody who's actually
wrote books. Like I said, they are fucking professors in schools.
I'm saying something. Somebody who wrote a paper and that the national, international science community considers to be an expert.
Oh my God, bruh. That's the problem. See, that's what I'm trying to tell you. Actually, when you fucking research Flat Earth, bro, they tell you the science community today is part of the fucking problem with this shit, bruh.
I'm not believing.
Like, oh. It's not a conspiracy when there's actual math that support it. And there are actual PhD engineers and physicists that support it.
Hold up. I wanted to make my point.
You sure about that? Like I said, how do you know that when you ain't never researched it? I've been researching it for over 3 years.
Hello?
I can use NASA's own numbers against them.
Chronic and raging. Let me just say one thing. There have been experiments done in both small and in medium scale testing.
Please don't fucking use that goddamn Netflix movie. Please don't use that Netflix movie.
Any Netflix movies.
I was about to say, because us flat earthers don't even follow that bullshit.
There are some out there. There are some out there evidences that do support the idea of it, but these formulas be done both ways. They can be done on a spherical model or they can be done on a flat earth model, and usually the test results are the same or very similar. So those tests are usually excluded from that.
Those are pretty words, but nothing you said did a fucking sense. Everything you just came out your mouth had the same consistency of the fecal matter that comes out of a horse's ass.
Oh my God!
If you want it real, bro, listen.
If you want to,
no credible astrophysicist, no credible astrophysicist.
I never said credible. I just said.
What is credible to you? What is credible to you? What is classified as credible to you? And why they got to be a quantum physicist? That's theoretical science, bro. That shit ain't even possible. Why do you even care about it?
Through the national science.
I'm going to say this: if you have been living 35 plus years and you don't know what a credible source of science is, there's nothing on earth I could possibly teach you.
A credible? Do you know what science is when you break it down? Like what the practice of science is.
Listen, let me tell you something.
Like, do you know the scientific method?
I got a partner, bruh.
Do you know you don't have to go to school for years and shit to be an actual scientist? That anybody can be a scientist.
Listen, I got a partner.
But the likelihood that you're gonna do that
I got a
nowadays
couple partners that believe. I got a couple partners that got hundreds of books on this topic of the Egyptians doing gene splicing and creating white people.
Oh my God.
Right? Somebody wrote hundreds of these books.
Oh my God.
Science, this type of shit, right? And this motherfucker will argue you down that the whole entire world is blind, dumb, and full of shit, and everything that he knows is right. There's credible science, and there's pseudoscience. I don't subscribe pseudoscience.
Right.
Now,
but believing in a spinning ball that does not spin, that you cannot feel. No. That shit was never actually fully. It was never fully fucking proved.
Stop and think about what you're saying.
I have, which is the reason why I choose to be a flat earther now.
Hold on. Can I just say something, please?
Like I said, dude, y'all ain't never actually fully fucking researched the shit. Like I said, I have went to fucking to the library. Like, bruh, the Earth was flat literally 1,000 years ago. There are literal flat Earth maps in the Egyptian fucking times.
Let me ask you a question.
Okay.
If I give you 2 pieces of candy, and and I give you two more pieces. How many is that?
So are we really gonna go with the 2 + 2 is 4 fucking shit, bro?
That's right.
Cause I can tell you when one man, cause I can tell you when one man and one woman get together, make 3 motherfucking people, bro. Like I said, so technically 1 + 1 doesn't always make 2. Not do it.
I don't.
Wait, no. Did you even hear what I just said? Did you just hear what I said? No. Oh, now I can't use biology. No, he did. He just said, wait, no. Whoa. You sure about that? Because at the same time, we're still using numbers, right? Just because he used candy and I used people. Wait. No, hold on. Let me finish what I'm saying. Just because he used candy and I used people to disprove his point, now you want to say because, well, that's biology, you can't use that. But at the same time, I'm telling you, 1 + 1 don't always equal fucking 2.
You're right. You're right. Okay, it doesn't always, but in classical senses,
So
in
that no and
senses, when you take one object plus one object, you usually the thing
when
you did is
when you have one object of something, and then you are given
now
another object of something.
Yeah, you got 2.
You have 2 objects.
Now we're not talking about biology because.
Okay, since y'all want to ask me the questions and shit all the time, hold the fuck up. Let me ask y'all something. Why do you believe that you're on a spinning ball that's spinning at 1,000 miles per hour? Not only if it's a spinning ball, but wait.
1,000 miles an hour?
No, it's 1,000 miles per hour. I know it exactly. It's 1,000 miles. Fact check it right fucking now. What the fucking the spin of the earth is? It's around 1,000 miles, 1,024 miles per hour. Go ahead. I know these numbers because I have been researching this for over 3 years. You believe in a spinning ball that's supposedly round and curved, but when you look and do the numbers for how big the circumference of the earth is, which is 24,000 miles and 452 or 552 or something like that, that means for every mile, there's gonna be 8 inches of drop. So after about 100 motherfucking miles, there should be shit in the fucking distance you shouldn't be able to fucking see because it should be down the curve of the motherfucking drop, bruh. But yet, there are plenty of things around this motherfucking land that you can prove that shit wrong.
Hold on a second.
Just like you can prove the wrong, the wrong supposed to be.
He's right. It is about 1,000 miles an hour.
The Earth rotates once every 23 hours, 56 minutes, 4.09053 seconds, called the sidereal period, and it's
at the speed rate of what?
And its circumference is roughly 40. Let me finish reading, bro. 40,075 kilometers. Thus, the surface of the Earth at the equator moves at a speed of 460 meters per second, roughly 1,000 miles per hour.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
Like I said, I've been researching this. Like I said, I can use your own numbers that NASA official website says and prove that the fucking earth is fucking flat, bruh. Like I said, I've been researching this shit for over 3 years. I have a very open mind and I'm a very intelligent man, bruh. And I don't just believe no bullshit without actually going to some motherfuckers that, like you say, are credible. Okay? And I went to credible professors and engineers and shit, bruh, and talked to them about this shit because this shit fucked my mind up too.
If you could prove the earth was flat, you would be the most celebrated scientist on the planet.
Oh my God, bruh. It has been proven more times than I can count.
No proof outside of this.
Okay, so you've got the one example of the Earth's dimensions, and over 8 miles there would be drop or something like that.
No credible physicist.
But here's the problem.
On this planet subscribes to the flat Earth theory.
Here's the problem.
You sure about that? You sure about that? Because I can give you a bunch of credible physicists that don't publicly say that they fucking flat earthers, but in their personal time, they are flat earthers. Because the reason why these motherfuckers don't fucking come out and say this shit, bruh, they can't. Because of motherfuckers that don't want to be open-minded and actually entertain the fact that the shit might just be possible and that they have been lied to their whole fucking lives. And the fact that they've been lied to their whole fucking lives, they haven't been able to break up out of that lie and figure the lie out. So then that make people feel a certain type of way, bro. Like I said, look.
Oh, that's your opinion.
Bruh, like I said, if you actually truly with an open mind research this shit, I guarantee you, you ain't got to fucking convert yourself to a flat earther. You're not going to have to change your mind, but I guarantee you, the shit that NASA and this shit been saying, you ain't going to buy it no more. You sure the fuck ain't going to be like, you know what, I ain't no flat earther, but I sure as hell ain't no round earther no more. Basically, I feel like this, if I ain't been there my fucking self, I'm not going to fucking believe it. I mean, dude, think about it. The fucking technology we had back then where they supposedly went to the fucking moon and shit versus the technology that we fucking have now. Our fucking phones that you keep fucking talking about is more powerful than the supercomputers that they had back then. Look at the way the technology evolved. Look at the way, no. Look at the way the technology evolved. And look at what we can do now. To the fucking moon, bro. Why did they stop going? Why ain't we actually having honeymoons on the moon now? When they went back then, they told us by this time we'd be having commercial space travel. Do we got it?
Hey, guess what?
No.
Hey, guess what?
And don't give me the bullshit that's because that costs money and all that kind of shit, bro. I don't want to hear that.
I just found something out that I did not know, and yeah, wow, I can't believe it. Like, I just can't believe it. This is amazing. A V2 rocket from 60 miles up proves that the Earth is round. Wow, even the Nazis knew that the Earth was round. Good God.
Hey, you're gonna tell me you know that V2 rocket that got a motherfucking fisheye lens on it?
This is from World War II. I don't know what kind of lens.
Oh, wait. World War II. Why don't we pull up a fucking new fucking video that a motherfucker put a GoPro on a motherfucking high altitude fucking balloon and shows a flat fucking Earth? Since you want to go with videos and shit.
That GoPro.
Because I can give you plenty of fucking flat Earth. If you want to roll with some videos, I can give you plenty of flat Earth videos that literally gives you flat Earth. A non-moving fucking surface.
There's no reputable scientists in the science community on this planet.
All right then. You want to talk about science? You ever heard of the Coriolis effect?
Everything we talking about is science, bro.
So you know what the Coriolis effect and what it entails when it comes to a bullet and being fired from the rifle of a gun, then, right?
You talking about because of the curvature of the Earth, bro?
No, I'm talking about the rotation of the Earth. The Coriolis effect is talking about the rotation, not the curvature.
Snipers, when they're firing from a distance greater than a mile or at a mile,
they have to account for the rotation and the curvature. The curvature counts is when it's further, but when it comes to a certain shot, it account for fucking. They have to account for the fucking rotation too, bro.
They're trying to account. They have to account for wind speed,
rotation,
and
the curvature.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, what does it say about the rotation?
Oh my God, dude. All right, I'm gonna tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna let y'all finish this conversation because I just don't.
I'm asking, what does it say about the rotation? As the bullet,
reputable scientist or physicist who is doing work in space right now that will support anything that you are saying.
There's not one.
What you are saying is considered to be a pseudo
what is that? No, your shit is considered a pseudoscience, bruh.
You cannot prove nothing that you are saying.
Dude, my body proves a motherfucking non-moving, non-curved fucking land, bro.
But there is not one.
My eyes tell me that. When you go outside and go every mile, throw a little flag up and see if they make sure that they about motherfucking even. Then go another mile. Throw another little flag up. Go another mile, throw another little flag up. Go another mile, throw another little flag up.
You do that.
After about 10 miles, none of you that first flag shouldn't even line up with that motherfucking last flag. Why? Because that last flag is gonna be down the curve. It's gonna be a little down, nice little hill. That's your curvature right there.
Wants to argue that.
Like I said, bruh, you want to talk about science and pseudoscience? I use real math and the numbers, bruh.
I don't. I already said what I had to say, and I'm willing to agree or disagree.
Okay,
You're never gonna
we can
change
agree to
my
disagree.
mind. You're never gonna
Don't want to change your mind.
discredit.
Don't want to change your
You're
mind.
never gonna change my mind. You're never gonna discredit these.
I don't want to change your mind. I just want you to see the truth. That's all.
Let me read. Hey, let me read this real quick. Okay, let me read this real quick. Okay, lunar eclipses don't occur only at midnight. Take a look at the shape of the Earth's shadow during a lunar eclipse, particularly during a partial phase. Do you notice how the Earth's shadow always appears to be a piece of a near-perfect circle? If the Earth were a flat disk, that means there's only one possible orientation that the sun's Earth-Moon alignment can take in to create.
Like you said, we just gonna agree to disagree. Cause you know what? A lot of the stuff that you're reading, trust me, I came across that material. And then I went to the Flat Earth side to see if they had an explanation for it. And sure enough, they did. So all I can tell you is, why do it have to be pseudo? Just because they don't agree with what you're saying their science is pseudo, but they science is using math that they use. They math is coming from the same math that the fucking NASA is using. So how is they using pseudo science when it's the same math that they using at NASA?
Okay, so it says rather than elliptical shadow.
Why you keep talking about NASA? NASA's not the end all and all of.
Right, they're not
because they the main ones that start that's with this whole fucking shit. No. Okay, as far as this day, actually Copernicus started this whole fucking thing way back when. Before he even before high altitude balloons was fucking possible, in which his fucking findings should have got fact checked a lot better then. But hey, he proved some shit that wasn't provable until after motherfucking hot air balloons. But okay.
It says with the Earth's disk perpendicular to the sun's moon plane, this means the sun would need to be at the midnight position relative to the night side of Earth, and yet lunar eclipses occur at all different times depending on where you are on Earth. The flat Earth can't explain that. The different locations on Earth.
You sure it can't explain? Like I said, go look up and see if they have any explanations for it then.
Okay, well I'm willing to bet they probably have some janky ass explanation.
Oh, now it's got to be a janky ass explanation,
because you're talking about 2,000 plus years of human science people.
Just to let you know, flat Earth has been debated. I mean, round Earth or whatever has been fucking debated since fucking the shit came out from Copernicus. It ain't just been no new fucking shit, bruh. Just to let you know.
You got a handful of quacks to believe one thing, and then the rest of the planet.
You know what happened?
It's millions of people that believe. Like, who the fuck is a handful of quacks?
You know,
and it's a growing fucking community.
Wait, you know what happened? You know what happened? The birth of the electronic age happened. The birth of the Digital Information Institute happened.
In which, if anything, it should be easier to prove round off than fucking flat Earth, wouldn't it?
What happened is a bunch of idiots got together on some forums and started talking, and that's just where you get this shit. Okay.
Wow.
First of all, there's not a million astrophysicists subscribing to this.
Well, I didn't say million astrophysicists. Not every people. No, I just said it's over millions of people that believe in this shit.
There's a few people that have written, people who have written papers and science papers on the flat Earth theory, and then there is the community of people like you who believe what they publish.
There isn't a few people, dude. There are flat Earth books dating literally thousands of years. 1,000 years. Actual books on the shit, bro. What is you talking about?
I'm not denying.
It's been around. It ain't like it's a new thing. It's been around.
That, bro, but that just because it's been around, so what? People sticking their dicks in fire has been around for 1,000 years. That don't mean it's a popular thing to do. What I'm saying is that every theory that has been popular throughout history isn't true because it's old. There's a lot of things that's old and misconceptions. The science is disproven. What I'm telling you is this: there is
exactly.
There is, in the bigger scheme of this planet, how many theoretical physicists, how many credible scientists and astronomers?
What is what is credible to you? Cause do they have to be government certified? Is that what you're talking about? Government certified?
Government certified. I'll tell you what happens.
Cause that's what it sounds like credible is supposed to be to me. That you said.
When you go to college in a field.
Oh, you mean and then you know, further indoctrination camp?
You asked me what I meant, and then you gonna cut me off when I'm telling you what I meant.
All right, yep. What you mean?
Okay, so when you go to college, which I'm sure y'all know this, and you in a PhD program, you have to write a thesis. So when you do your research on your thesis and the science, your math, and what discoveries you came with, you want to publish your paper. Now when you publish your paper, other scientists review your papers, your facts, your notes, everything. They go through it. And if it's scientifically accepted, meaning that it can be proven as fact, then the community recognizes what you discovered. Right. Now, on this planet, we have people...
The community that's recognized by a bunch of fucking government-controlled motherfuckers, but okay.
No, this
keep
ain't
going.
got to do with no government. This got to do with the science community is not...
It has a lot to do with the government, because the government only lets you know what they want you to know, bro.
Can I finish talking? A fucking climatologist in fucking Norway has nothing to do with the United States fucking government.
You sure?
I'm trying to tell you that this is a big-ass planet, bro.
All governments are connected, and they're gonna push their agenda with other governments.
Now you just trying to throw things together to make your point.
Oh my God!
On this world, just like the statistics science community, the people that you got people in France working on the collider. It's a community of scientists in this world, a collective scientists.
And within that community, you have scientists that are backed by the government, and then you have scientists that are backed by the actual people, bruh.
I'm not talking about government interest in military science. I am talking about earth science.
I know he's asleep. He is very asleep.
Yeah, we just planted that. This is the craziest shit I ever heard. Now, to say one group of scientists that pretty much is defining our modern world.
They are.
But another group of scientists are right. The scientists that help build our civilization, the scientists that shape our world today, that are published, that have come up with new concepts, they're all fucking crazy and wrong. No, it's a dude sitting at home that looked over some 2,000-year-old.
So you talking about the same scientists that have the cure for fucking shit, but let these motherfucking prescription drug companies kill these motherfuckers, trying to afford the technology to fucking keep their asses alive. The same motherfucking scientists that let all this shit happen, and they the ones that's experimenting on our monkey asses.
Listen, dude, stop just being crazy. Do you know who Ellen Musk is? Do you know?
I'm crazy.
What I'm saying is, do you know the people that went to college and busted their ass so they could get a job at the Jet Propulsion Lab, so they could build rockets to leave this planet? It's an astronaut to space.
And unfortunately, they don't know they've been lied to, and the work that they doing is wasting their life.
Stop being fucking crazy.
I'm not being crazy.
Scientists that build things, that build space stations, that build probes, that build satellites, that take this data.
Satellites don't exist.
And they actually calculate it. No, I don't sound like shit. This is fucking for real.
No, I said satellites don't exist. I didn't say that you sound like shit. I said satellites don't exist.
So satellites don't exist. So there's hundreds of millions of gigabytes of data just get thrown around in the air randomly, right?
No, I'm just saying that data's not coming from satellites in space. I'm just saying it's coming from somewhere else, and it's coming from the land itself.
Oh, why? Because satellites can't work?
There are pseudoscientists, pseudo-xenobiologists that speculate about alien life and what it's like on other planets and silicon-based life forms. They have no way to prove this shit, but they use their best knowledge to try to lay out what things could possibly be. That's called pseudoscience. That's not reputable. Like,
wait. Did you just say they lay out things what could possibly be? Like the fucking the science community been laying out what could possibly be what's in the universe for the longest. That's not pseudoscience because they don't actually know what's in the motherfucking universe. They just know what possibly can be.
I said there are scientists, xenobiologists that actually work in the field of extraterrestrial life. What a silicon-based life would be like. We're carbon-based life forms, but there's scientists who try to figure out what would be the characteristics of a silicon-based life form or energy-based life form, but they can't prove this shit. So it's all hypothetical. It's just like quantum mechanics. You can't prove quantum physics, but we know that if we could do certain things, that we could do it.
We don't know anything if we can't prove it. It's all still the thing.
We know that what will happen by mathematics if we could travel at the speed of light. But we have
no, we don't, because until it actually gets done, it's just still theoretical, which means it's just math that has not fucking been proven.
Actually, that has been proven already.
Oh my God! Please don't tell me, don't talk about that Stephen Hawking shooting light into a fucking black hole.
I'm not talking about Stephen Hawking's anything. All I'm saying is you know that when you go faster...
Do you not know that quantum physics is theoretical physics? You don't know that? You don't know that quantum mechanics, quantum physics is theoretical physics.
Yes, I do know that. That's the reason why I say I don't put any stock into it, bro.
Yeah, do you know that?
I know that it's theoretical, yeah. So what do you think it up to me?
Now that we got that established, okay, so you have theoretical sciences. You have theoretical sciences that we lack the technology to fucking prove, but yet the math is sound. We just don't have the device.
That's what I was getting at with the whole light speed thing. We know that mass doubles and triples the faster an object gets.
Dude, I just literally sat here and proved to you that 1 and 1 don't always fucking prove to be 2. So what makes you think that their so-called math is so fucking sound, bruh? Like, cause when it comes to quantum physics, it's a lot of unknowns in that shit, bruh.
It's a theoretical belief. There's no way they can prove it.
I'm pretty sure he thinks that too.
Pause 1 second on that. When you use the biology example, that is not a good example.
Oh my God. Considering the human body's DNA can be mapped out using numbers and shit, basically saying they can be using math, how is that still not the same? Because the only difference is the biology that you're fucking using. Like I said, bruh,
numbers are representative to count by. Numbers are meant to help you gauge things.
Bruh, the way you think about numbers and the way you have to apply, you have been fed to think about that way.
Y'all go off on crazy. First of all, when it comes to the genome, they only use math in regards to like chromosome counts or cell counts or whatever they're mapping, how much of something that they find or discover in a link of something. Right. It's not like ones and zeros a processing computer. Just like quantum confusion. The most confusing thing in the world is quantum computing, because one can be 0 at the same time that is 1.
Dude, it's theoretical bullshit because the shit ain't gonna never fucking happen, bro. Dude, they just the technology.
And they're actively working on them right now. And Google
said that they have achieved quantum superiority.
Yes. Google just acknowledged that, or what was it?
That
A
was
few
like
weeks
a
ago?
month ago.
Right. It was literally not that long ago. They did a math problem that a traditional computer would take like 10,000 years to solve. Their computer solved it in 200 seconds.
Yeah.
So because they made a faster computer, it's a quantum computer because it's just faster.
It's not just that it's
Okay,
fast.
listen,
It fundamentally works different than every kind of computer that you
Bruh, you feel me?
This computer just on the fundamental principles of the universe.
In every science fiction movie that you've ever seen that had some kind of navigation computer, the chart, FTL jumps or whatever.
Oh shit, we talk. Wait. Are you really about to use a science fiction fucking movie to explain some shit?
I'm giving you an example.
Let's go with it.
Listen to what I'm saying. In these movies, when traveling to different galaxies, we would need computers that can calculate FTL jumps. Those computers will have to be quantum computers because they will have to do billions. Let me finish, bro. This is science. This ain't
No, it's not science. It's not. Because it's not factual. I am listening. You want me to put stock in shit that's not possible.
No, I don't want you to put stock in anything. I should have used that as an example. In order to travel from the Alpha Centauri from the Milky Way, and if we had FTL drives,
bruh, I will believe that when we do it.
Finish, bro. This is science. This ain't no bullshit, bro.
It is. Because it ain't happened. It ain't possible. Until it happens and it's possible, it is bullshit.
In order to travel Alpha Centauri from this planet, in order to travel
a place that we don't fully know is actually real, because we ain't never been there. Ain't nobody been there.
I don't really give a fuck about what's there. They want to go there at some point. But what I'm saying is, in order to travel beyond the Milky Way, in order to develop the equations to develop certain devices like FTL or solving the quantum problem for quantum physics, you're going to need computers that can calculate large numbers beyond what humans can do and what our current computer capacity.
At the end of the day, they're going to be computers made by man. So trust me, just because they can be.
Like, I'm just convinced that the people I talk to, they fucking crazy as hell. Of course they made by man. What relevance is that to the fact that we gonna need quantum computers?
Just because they a fucking quantum computer, bro, they gonna make the same mistakes that men make. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
It doesn't work that way.
Oh my God. All I'm saying is that we need these, in order to travel in space, leave our galaxy, we need computers that can calculate on a quantum level and higher. And this is not, I'm not the only one that thinks this. The guy that owns SpaceX and his top guys believe.
Oh my God, I know.
Oh my God, you're right. Because they don't make rockets and shoot them up and out of space. They're not planning on going to Mars. They're not doing any of that. The Earth is flat. The moon is made of cheese. Fucking Tom and Jerry live up there.
They're shooting rockets, yeah, but they're not going up in space. They just coming right back down.
I am done with this conversation. I want to tell you right now, I subscribe to scientists at graduation schools like Caltech or MIT.
Oh, the next level of indoctrination.
Those are the people that I listen to when I want to know about.
And you shouldn't listen to those people when you can perfectly do the shit yourself. And when you can listen to yourself, you can listen to yourself. I wouldn't listen to those people when I can listen to myself, bro. That's what I'm just saying.
Listen to any of those people. In fact,
you can do it yourself.
Listen to any of that stuff. We shouldn't have sophisticated computer systems and televisions and cell phones and all this other stuff.
GPS,
Right. All of this stuff that's based on our current understanding.
I can solve
of
all the
how
electrical
physics
problems
work.
with an EMP.
We should just throw all of that away. Because none of that makes any sense, though. Because the Earth is flat. Because, you know, we're wrong that tens of thousands of hours of scientific data.
Hey, do y'all know who Nikola Tesla is?
Yes, we know what fuck Nikola Tesla is.
Did you know that he was a flat earther?
I don't give a fuck if he was a flat earther.
One of the greatest fucking minds in the history of motherfucking man. You don't give a fuck that he's a fucking flat earther. Your so-called credibility is right fucking there, bruh. What?
That's not credible enough because his field.
Because he.
Astrophysics. His field was not in.
Do you know what that man's field was in? It was in a lot of fucking shit. Astrophysics was one of his fields. What are you talking about? Man, no, the fuck it wasn't. His field was in a lot of fucking shit.
Energy.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. When I say electronics, I meant
physics.
Yeah, that's what I meant though when I say electronics, because it was up and coming though. You know, the
bruh, you feel me? Like I said, so that's not credible. That's not credible.
Because that wasn't his line of work, though. That might have been something he believed, but he didn't.
Please stop, bro.
No, I'm addressing him. No, I'm addressing him.
You're not making it. You're making it worse. You're making the argument worse. You're not actually helping. Can you
whatever.
Just stop?
Okay, whatever.
His field was physics and energy, and I respect everything that he gave us, but I don't agree with him when it comes to flat Earth. I agree with other theoretical physics.
So even the fact that man even had his own fucking proof proving fucking flat Earth, you still choose not to fucking believe it. And he's a credible fucking source. Do you know what you're doing right now? Have you ever heard the term cognitive dissonance? Do you know what that is?
No. Yes, I know what that is, and I'm not.
You sure? You sure?
Squad, what you're doing is trying to tell me that there's two sides of the spectrum. There's one side of scientists that believe, there's a certain handful of scientists that believe what you believe.
There's not a certain handful. There's a bunch. A bunch. It's not a certain handful. There's a bunch.
Stop cutting me off, bro. There's scientists that believe another thing, believe other theories to be true. You're trying to tell me I'm crazy because I'm believing.
Whoa. Hold on. Whoa. I never said that you was crazy. The words "you are crazy" never came out of my mouth.
First of all,
never came out of my mouth, bro.
Do you know what you said about cognitive distortion? Do you know
cognitive dissonance?
Your reality, your cognitive understanding is how you understand how what's going around you.
That you're choosing to deny evidence that it proves that what you're saying is wrong.
First of all, the fact that you use that term and don't know what the fuck it really means.
What?
And it didn't apply to this conversation because there ain't shit wrong with my cognitive awareness. And you haven't been around.
I don't think you know what cognitive dissonance is, because cognitive dissonance is when you believe in something and have so much faith and this thing is just so true. When someone gives you actual factual to it that is possibility that is not true, you choose to not believe in it because of because you don't want to fucking you don't want to.
You believe that that all your words and everything that you said came out your mouth was true. That you presented some scientific evidence.
Actually, I don't believe that it to be true, but I believe that it is very logical, and I choose not to believe in a world that spins and fucking rotates. I choose to believe in more flat Earth than this fucking shit. I'm not talking in circles. I'm not talking in circles.
You basically said that you offered proof and evidence. And
I do.
You didn't offer shit.
And you do refuse to believe it. I gave you actual factual fucking numbers. I gave you actual numbers. You fact checked this shit on your motherfucking on your fucking phone.
You are fucking crazy, dude. I said
Okay, so you were right about the Earth spinning 1,000 miles an hour. This is true.
In which I was telling you, like I said, I used the actual numbers that I was given and shit, and I had the proof.
stupid. If you believe that,
And when I gave you the actual proof and shit, and how you can even use the numbers to prove it yourself,
The world is flat.
you chose to fucking not even try to do this shit.
Who?
I'm Raging Bull. Raging Bull. Yes, I am a flat earther, bro. Yes, I am a flat earther.
All right, no, I can't get into this right now.
Like, golly.
I'll be right back.
What's your
Because,
take
like,
on
I'm
it?
just
Come on.
being honest, bro. You didn't offer no proof, bro.
I gave you the numbers. I gave you how you can check the number, how you can literally do the science experiments yourself at your own home. And you still choose not to fucking believe it. That is literally the definition of cognitive dissonance, bro.
How about you take your facts and your proof and submit them to the Nobel people and see if they give you a prize?
Dude.
From now on,
If they didn't give Nikola Tesla a fucking Nobel Prize, you really think they're gonna give me one? No, because I don't support their global agenda,
I think if you have enough,
just like he didn't. Oh wow, did he leave the party? Oh my God!
here's the thing: people can't entertain silly, right?
It's not. So wait. I just literally gave you actual scientific fucking proof using knowledge, and you call that silly.
Prove that. And there's plenty more scientific proof that disproves that stuff. Just
Are you sure about that? When you actually look into it, I have more proof that proves my shit than you have of yours. Physical, actual, factual proof.
I bet you don't. I bet you don't. And if there was a physicist sitting here right now, right? If I were an actual physicist and knew the numbers and knew the metrics and
Oh my
I'm sure I
God.
could shoot everything that you're saying down.
And I'm sure that you couldn't.
And I'll say this, okay?
Because, dude, there are physicists that get in debates about this shit. There are flat earth community fucking leaders that get in debates with motherfuckers that are fucking physicists, and they have a hard time explaining round earth.
Hey, I'm gonna say this: our world is based off of the accepted norm that the planet.
Oh, I
that there are
hate
planets
the
out there in
world
heavens.
norm.
Okay.
Oh, I hate
But
normal.
that's the thing. But that's the thing.
Because
That's
there's no
how the
actual
world
such
works.
thing. No,
Okay.
that is how you've been taught that the world works.
There has to be a foundation. over
No,
all this.
it actually doesn't. That's what you've been taught to help perpetuate this bullshit
So
system.
there's no foundation. So there's no foundation of anything, right? It's just proof. There's no explanation for it. Come on.
I didn't say that there wasn't an explanation, but I'm just saying not everything can always be explained away. And when the shit can't be explained away, you want to know what they like to use? The word normal. And why they use that? Because they can't fully explain what's fucking going on. So when they say, oh wow, since it didn't happen the way that it usually happened, it's abnormal. Instead of just being another thing to explore and fucking experiment with.
I just gave you an example with my phone right now on how the Earth couldn't be flat based on an astronomical event.
And now go research flat Earth and see if they have an explanation explaining that or not explaining. Because dude, trust me, there is a bunch of fucking left and front.
I'll give you another one, the horizon, right? So when you watch a ship sail out at sea, after it gets to a certain point, the ship starts to disappear, or so it would seem, right? If you notice, the ship always tends to disappear from the bottom to the top, okay? On a flat Earth, that wouldn't make any sense.
You want to know on a flat Earth what happens? That motherfucking ship didn't go any fucking where. It just went out of your field of vision. And if I give you a fucking pair of binoculars, you're gonna see the ship again. Because your field of vision has been helped with binoculars. It didn't go over no curve or anything.
But there's a certain point where even those binoculars won't help you.
In which you're gonna need something more powerful than binoculars. In which when you get that more powerful thing than binoculars, you will still be able to see that ship.
You cannot see past the curve at a certain point. Now, with high-powered optics, you can extend that range a little bit, but it's not.
Oh my god, you can't see past the curve that doesn't exist, bro.
Hold on, bro. I just want to read something to you right now.
Oh god, here we go.
The state of having, listen, I want to read something to you, and then I'm getting off the night and watch next. The state of having inconsistent thoughts, beliefs, and attitudes, especially as related to behaviors, decisions, and attitudes. You know what I just read you?
Cognitive dissonance, motherfucker. I already know.
Yes. That definition was nowhere near what the fuck came out.
Do you know how many cognitive dissonance fucking definitions there is? You just read the fucking one, bro. Don't do that. Don't fucking try to do that. Don't get the fucking one that fucking agrees with what you say when there's different definitions. Oh, there he goes again. Let me pull a cognitive dissonance and see how many definitions it fucking has. Just like a lot of the fucking words and fucking terms and shit in the dictionary, not just the English dictionary, but a few dictionaries have more than one definition and shit.
What's your beef with satellites, and why don't we have them?
Starters, the fucking actual fucking idea of satellites came from a science fiction writer. The first thought of satellites, that starts it off right there. Two, when you look at the composition and how fucking satellites are made and what they are made of, and then look at the temperatures of what space and shit, all that shit, what it can exceed, and what a lot of the areas fucking come across, including our own outer atmosphere or whatever, you would actually notice that the melting and freezing points would render satellites inoperable.
Why is this?
Because the melting and freezing points in space far exceeds pretty much the materials that satellites are made of.
So insulation doesn't exist. We can't reflect heat with reflective materials, and we can't insulate warmth to keep something warm, right?
Yeah, you can to a certain temperature, but even when you get to exceeding temperatures, it still can't not all of it can still be reflected. And that's what I'm telling you.
So good. So you understand that satellites have nuclear reactors in them, right? And the reactors are constantly hot, and so those typically sit outside of the satellite. And since they're always hot, a lot of the heat from that can be used to keep sensitive equipment that needs to be kept warm.
Are you sure all satellites come with those specs and have those power sources and just basically come with that shit? Do you? As a matter of fact, how many? Okay, let me ask you a question. How many satellites are out there at this given time right now?
Oh shit, it could be thousands. You know, if not more.
Okay. Wait. How many times have you seen those satellites fall up out of the fucking sky, have some type of malfunction or something, fucking cross-wire signal? Or better yet, how many times have you went through a motherfucking telescope and found one floating out there?
If I want it.
And I'm talking about a high-power telescope that can see fucking Jupiter, fucking Europa, one of the moons and shit. Some shit that can see a satellite right here up close and personal.
Okay, get this. If I wanted to actually see one, I wouldn't just sit there and say silly things like they don't exist. I'd actually get on the phone, satellite tracker, and I'd find when the nearest satellite is going to intersect my position, and I'd be out there that night with a high-powered telescope.
Okay.
Fly over me.
Okay, what you just said.
Done.
Okay, hold on. I want you to listen to this, yo, because I actually got a few viewers and shit, and I'm guessing my viewers is loving what we're talking about, because my viewer just said, you put a nuclear, hold on, you just said something about nuclear power and shit with the satellites, right? Listen to what my viewer just fucking said, yo. You put a nuclear reactor outside of a satellite when it can explode from potentially exiting the atmosphere. Cause you do know you get that motherfucking heat and shit on the satellite and shit when it's fucking going up and out too, right?
Those satellites are usually compacted inside containers that are then jettisoned into space and opened. Okay, satellites don't just go into space as one solid piece. They're usually
I know that.
And in a packet. Okay, so then
So what about that heat when they get out of it though? And they're in those fucking, like I said, those exceeding temperatures I was telling you about.
Yet again,
Which that shit should be getting melted like a motherfucker or froze like a motherfucker, and which therefore shouldn't that satellite be inoperable now?
The only heat that you're going to be getting in space is if your satellite is sitting in front of the sun all the fucking time.
You sure?
Which it's not going to be.
You sure? Cause don't we get heat from the sun and we ain't sitting in front of that motherfucker?
We have an atmosphere.
Oh, and just to let you know, the flat Earth has a good explanation about the sun and why we can feel its heat and why it's still the perfect fucking shape and why a fucking lunar eclipse works so well too.
I am not here to say that some or even all of what flat Earthers have to say is wrong, because there is some science there that is credible. Okay, but the backbone that it is built off of is flawed and has been disproven hundreds of thousands of times.
No, actually, your shit from Copernicus is flawed and actually was fucking proven flawed back then. But because of who the fuck that motherfucker was connected to, they just chose not to listen to it.
So then the Earth is flat. We have a dome that surrounds us.
Actually, whoa, okay, now, whoa, stop. No, because now you need to know there are different flat earthers, and I'm not religious. I don't believe that God bullshit, bro. So straight up, don't even, and I don't believe that dome theory either. No, I don't care what, no, that is not where it comes from. That is not where it comes from, bro. Dude, flat earth was added to the motherfucking religious bullshit, okay? Flat earth was motherfucking, was thought of from the scientists from the way back when that believe in actual numbers and the shit that was around them. Flat earth goes to the beginning. Exactly. And it's never been disproven. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Literally, no, it hasn't. If that was true, modern science would be easier to disprove flat Earth. You would not have it being a debate today.
You know why it's a debate? It's a debate because people who don't understand enough about physics and think they do, because they look at a program or something, get it in their head that someone with a little bit of credibility or a little bit more vocal nature than them puts out a piece saying this is why the Earth is flat. And they make it sound interesting, and then people that are not as intelligent in the field fall in line with it. They look at this stuff and they're like, yeah, that's believable, because these people use real scientific terms, and oftentimes they use them wrong, or they use them in the wrong cases, or they use them in the one-off case where it does work for them, but in every other case it's not going
Okay, if that was the case then, bro, flat Earth would never work. Plain and simple.
It doesn't work.
It does. Why? Okay, why are there cases where it works then? You just said that.
Okay, so these are cases that are very specific, that are very very precise.
No, there are a bunch of cases that ain't very specific and very precise.
Okay, sure.
Like I said, he doesn't know how much school is fucking indoctrination and motherfucker. It's just programming your mind, bro.
Right. Okay, so getting back onto the satellite thing, though, what's the other reason? Because, you know, as far as shielding and containing or reflecting heat is concerned, we can do that fairly good.
No, we can't. Like I said, just for the simple fact, bro. Like I said, you don't never
so
like.
You're saying we can't, so you're saying we can't reflect the
not that amount
of heat.
It's not minuscule amounts out there, bro. It's not minuscule.
We're talking what? Maybe 2,000-3,000 degrees at best. If you were like staring right at,
take a look at them.
If you were staring right at the sun, and if you were maybe
only if you look at the links I sent you. Are you gonna look at the links that I sent you, Chronic? About flat Earth and shit?
No, this ain't about flat Earth. This is about cognitive distortion. It's like you got me looking at this shit.
And like I said, dude, I can give you a video about cognitive dissonance too. Like I said, bro, oh my god, dude, nope, not even.
In the field of psychology, cognitive
Oh, not
This is
psychology.
basically
Oh God, no.
when a person holds two or more contradictory beliefs, an idea or value, or participates in an action that goes against one of these three experiences psychological stresses because of it. That's like the example the guy gave in the video was like you know smoking is bad for you and it's
But you
killing
do it
you, but
anyway.
yet but you do it anyway.
Right.
That's a
That's
cognitive
retarded.
distortion.
Right.
That's
That's
part. That's
retarded.
the
That's
that's like a
not just
definition
cognitive.
of
No, we're not talking cognitive distortion. We're talking cognitive dissonance.
that's right, cognitive dissonance. That's what this is. Cognitive dissonance. In the field of psychology, cognitive dissonance occurs when a person holds two or more contradictory beliefs, ideas, or values, or participates in an action that goes against one of these three and experiences psychological stress because of it. Because
The
of that.
state of having inconsistent thoughts, beliefs, or attitudes, especially as relating to
Yep. And the one I just gave you is another. And the video was a guy giving some examples of it. That's all. But my
I
whole
know, and
point
I've
is,
had to,
my
like I
whole point
said,
is that that's
same
not
fucking
me.
definition, bro.
All I'm saying is this: I'm not gonna argue with you what it means to you. What I'm gonna say is that this is not me.
Okay,
It's not me.
okay,
It's not a description of me. And
okay.
anybody who's been knowing me, no, it's not okay.
No,
Anybody who's been
it
knowing me
is
for
because, like
long,
I said, it's
what I'm
cool.
saying is, let me finish. What I'm
You want to
saying
be
is,
in
for most of
denial,
my
it's
life,
cool.
well, I have every right to defend myself. I don't have every right to try to tear apart what you believe, but I'm gonna just say this: this is not me. I have no cognitive dissonance. I
Mhm.
don't. I believe what I believe based on what I believe based on who I what scientists that I choose to believe in, and I don't believe contradictory things. I don't. I follow one school of thought when it comes to the circumference of the Earth, and that's just me. Now, you
Mhm.
a flat earther, that's cool, but all I was
Mhm.
saying in the conversation that if you can prove that the Earth is flat, then go do it.
Mhm.
I can't convince you that the Earth is round, and I can't convince you. You
Like, but you can explain some of the debris. Now, obviously, some of the debris is from satellites that have been blown up. This is true. Now,
Wait, what y'all talking about? I was off on the what's I was off mic.
You disappeared. My question to you was
this crazy ass shit, bro.
My question to you was, since we know we can combat extreme temperatures and heat, since we know we can protect objects and equipment from these things here on the planet, and that the extremes of space are not so extreme that we can't account for them, I ask you, what other reason would satellites not be able to work in space?
Did you see that shit?
Okay, let me ask you something. We're right here on motherfucking Earth and shit, right? You know, since we want to see what. Send it to me.
He sent you a picture of the debris field from
I
all
sent
the
it both
junk
of
that's
you.
floating in space. Yeah, I got it too. I haven't looked at it.
Oh, let me see what
Have you
this
seen
look
it?
like. Hold on, no.
Look at this shit.
Okay,
This
so
is what mankind had done to space around Earth. Every one of those little white dots is debris.
Yep.
That NASA
is this supposed to be an official thing or?
Yes, it's an official.
That's an
That is
official
an
tracker
official.
of all the junk that is
Of the
floating
junk
around.
that's surrounding around Earth.
And I'm pretty sure that shit's not out there.
This is the
Why is
reason
that?
why. This is the reason why they have launch windows.
Well,
They
let me
have
ask
launch
you
windows
this.
not just because of weather,
but let
because
me
they
ask
have
you
to
why.
find a break in the debris field.
But let me ask you why. Why do you believe that that's not the case, though? Like, why couldn't this junk be floating out there? If we've been launching rockets into space,
Then why don't you see this shit?
Because some of this stuff is as small as a bolt.
Yeah.
Like, you're not gonna see a
Then they
bolt.
wouldn't have to keep track of that fucking shit. A fucking bolt?
Because if they were a spacecraft, that shit is moving at 1,000 miles an hour.
Right.
If they
Right.
were a spacecraft, it'll rupture the hull.
Right. You're not.
Okay, so you know what? Fuck the bolt size shit. What about the shit that's the fucking size of fucking SUVs and buses and the actual fucking satellites? Thousands upon thousands of supposedly revolving fucking satellites. You do not see them.
Like,
Where are
You
they?
don't see that? Okay, I can explain why you don't see that
no,
stuff.
you can't explain.
Most of that stuff.
All you have to do is listen. And listen, you take the long way to everything. But when they launch rockets in space, the heavy shit comes back. If
Exactly,
a bolt
that's
or
what I
a
was gonna say.
screw or a latch or something on the launch
Breaks
vehicle
off.
breaks off, it stays in orbit and travels, and there's no gravity to stop it. It keeps moving and cycling around the Earth. Now over.
Okay, what that's got to do with being able to see it.
Okay, so to go back to the
What I'm saying
door,
is-
let's just use a door for example. You could see a door. Okay.
Believe what you want. This is NASA. NASA and most world space organizations, they have to track this shit so when they launch such shit in space, it doesn't fuck up the rocket.
Okay.
So they all have to collab so that they lock and still be perpetuated across the world.
So they lying.
Most of the big debris.
So the world space agencies are lying about the debris.
Yes, they are. Because they are all in cahoots with each other. Because it takes that type of level of cooperation to fucking keep a lie going. That's why.
Okay, but let me explain something. You asked why don't you see the bigger
I
stuff?
will never have a
Okay, I'm explaining the reason you don't see the
We
bigger
can't do
stuff.
anything besides dick and jokes, video games, and anime as far as I'm concerned. Because
Hold up,
if
let me say
if
something.
you don't believe, listen, Alan Musk on the interview was talking about spaceship. He was talking about what the troubles they have when they launching their rockets in space. How the problem with NASA is that their collision budget is too small, and that's why we miss meteorites, because all their money has to go to tracking the different particles in space that can damage satellites and spacecraft.
And you have to
when-
take
All
into
their
account
money has to go
size
to
of
further
the object.
perpetuating the lie.
And you have to
The
take
man
into
that
account
owns
the size.
SpaceX doesn't have to lie, bro. It's his fucking company, and he doesn't want.
And
space
that nigga ain't fucking doing shit either.
He ain't doing
What?
shit?
No.
Hold up. Oh, SpaceX is getting ready to make big moves in terms of making space a viable future for us.
Oh, they are? What big moves are they fucking about to do?
You have broken
okay.
me. You
So,
have broken me, Rage. Rage.
okay.
You have broken me. I am
Okay.
done. I don't feel
Okay.
like I want to participate in
Okay,
any
so
conversation
the
for the
biggest
rest of the night.
contributor.
So I'm gonna sit here and listen quietly and shut the fuck up and let
Okay,
you
so
two
the biggest
debate.
the biggest contributor to making space cheaper is getting into space more reusable, more renewable.
Bro, do you know
So
you just about to you throwing gasoline on the fire, bro?
You know it.
you just said you were gonna shut up.
You already established that he believes that all a big
But
ass lie and they
he just
combine
asked the
together.
question, so I'm trying to answer the man's question.
No, he
just
actually
posed
didn't
me.
ask a question.
No, I
He didn't ask
didn't.
a question.
You just asked, what is SpaceX doing? You just asked, what are they doing to benefit?
No, I said them niggas ain't doing shit either. That's what I said.
Right,
And
okay,
you
I said-
said, and you said this, they are and said what they doing. I was like, okay. And I said okay. I was like, all right,
And then you said
like
what?
fuck it.
And then you said what? Okay, and you said, so what are they doing? And
I wasn't saying I wasn't saying what. Like, I was just like what as in like shot, and then like okay, you know what I'm saying? That's what I was. I wasn't saying what.
okay, so-
I wasn't asking what.
So
you know what
never
I'm saying?
watched any. You've never
But,
watched
like-
any SpaceX launches.
Yeah. I watch that shit all the fucking time. Elon always fucking posting that shit and shit.
And you believe that those launches are staged and fake.
Yes, that they just going up in the air and coming right back fucking down,
So-
not fucking doing shit, bruh.
Okay, some of the launches
do
they
that,
did,
yes.
Some
Are
of the
doing
launches
that.
they did were to test the re-entry
Re-entry.
of the aircraft
You're right.
of the spaceship. They want to see if they can make a thruster unit that can take
Reusable
off.
booster unit.
I
That's
know
right.
what they
They can
say
take off.
and what they're doing.
They can
I
take
follow
off.
Elon and
Let
all
the
his
launch
little people and
vehicle-
shit, bruh.
Let the actual vehicle, the space vehicle, disembark in space and then return the primary thruster unit back to Earth.
All Elon's doing is capitalizing on a principle that we've been using for years with the space shuttle. When the space shuttle launches, right, it's got two solid booster units strapped to the side of
Look
a giant
here, y'all.
orange tank, right?
I'm just gonna put it to you like this, okay?
Wait, let me finish my point.
We ain't gonna never be in
Those
space.
booster
We ain't gonna
units-
never be talking on the moon and having honeymoons on the fucking moon and shit. We ain't gonna never colonize fucking Mars. It ain't gonna never fucking happen.
We may not.
Because
You know,
just like they fucking
and
said
you-
60 years ago, hey, look, we can't do it now, but we're gonna have the technology later, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna keep working on it. They're gonna say that same shit in another fucking 20 fucking 40 years, and they're gonna keep lying to you and saying that they're gonna do it, and it's never going to happen.
I want you to listen to something real quick. So Exxon and all the top fossil fuel companies, and mostly a lot of mining companies and a lot of corporations, they have been looking at the asteroid belt.
Yep.
Because
For mining.
inside the asteroid belt are a lot of precious minerals. There's no government regulation. It's
Nope.
space. So
Space is
the
open.
colonization of space and planets and mining will not be done by any government. It will be all private industry.
Oh my god.
Right? You can believe that if you want, but it's money in space and they go get it. If you got a whole asteroid up there that contains $1 trillion in gold.
That's
they really
actually
talking about.
one of the main reasons why I know that shit ain't fucking out there and it's not possible and they're not and we're not gonna go. Because history tells us that if that shit was really out there and they can go get it and it was possible, we'd be there getting it by now. That's how I know, bruh. Because real talk, if they really went to the moon and that shit was really fucking possible, we would have never stopped. Because real talk, they would still have the technology and NASA wouldn't be lying through their teeth talking about they destroyed it and they can't rebuild it again. It was bullshit from the get-go.
Hold up. No. What you're talking?
Oh, not destroyed it. They put it in the museum. Excuse me.
What he's talking about are some of the older booster rocket modules that we built in the 40s and 60s and 80s.
In which they should have been able to improve on and still use it and still do the same shit that they did back then.
We have improved on those motors. Those motors have been made smaller. But many of those older motors,
So
we can't
why ain't they
build them
still going
anymore
to? Why ain't they still on the moon then? Why ain't they still going on a regular basis?
Solid.
Okay, wait, let me answer this question. What?
Solid.
What?
Can you stop talking, dude? You don't even know what the fuck you talking about. The Russians
Okay.
have been using this
So-
technology
so-
since
so
the
that's-
50s, bro.
So that's where this conversation
Listen.
is.
Stop
No,
just
there's
talking
no-
and listen, bro.
No,
The
there's no more
Russians have
talking
been
or
using
listening.
the Russians have been using reusable booster rockets forever. The United States weren't doing that. The Russians learned early that it was cost efficient to be able to have the vehicle to launch and come back. What they're doing, what SpaceX is doing right now, the Russians have been doing it. Go look it up, bro. Their rockets have always been able to return with boosters back to Earth. They didn't do the whole drop in the ocean and go recover, had a Navy recover it. They didn't do that. What they would do is their astronauts would take off, their vehicle would take off, and the vehicle would land with thrusters, not with parachutes. The Russians, they've been doing it. That's what I'm saying. Like, this whole conversation, a lot of it can be enhanced by you just going to look at the history instead of just spouting shit out to him. Because you're not doing anything to prove the point. SpaceX is a private company like JPL. JPL is a private company that works for NASA, works with NASA.
Yeah, they're the biggest one.
And SpaceX is its own private company that deploys objects in space for anybody who wants to. That's how they got their start. They would use their Atlas rockets to launch things up in space and for a profit. And then they just started to develop their own space program. Like right now, the rocket they're developing is the reason why they're so hardcore on this rocket because it's cost efficient, but to be able to reuse it. And then on top of that, everything that goes to Mars has to operate like that. It has to land on the planet's surface and be able to take off from the planet's surface to be refueled. So it's important before we go to Mars or the moon that we have the technology down in space. And the one thing Russia and the United States, they don't get together like they should for the greater good of humanity. But for the greater good of greed, you have a bunch of greedy billionaires and trillionaires out there who want to get their asses to Mars and to, like, there's a documentary show that came on National Geographic called Mars. It's half documentary, half show. And when they get to Mars,
give me my arc in this archive, damn it.
Okay, let me finish. When the international people...
Oh, no, I was talking about the game. I'm still listening to you, my bad. I'm back on Anthem.
Once they got the colony up, the problem that they had was that there was nobody to stop. The guy told him, he was like, listen, we work for a private company. We don't work for the international space, your consortium of countries. We are a company, and there is no sovereignty on Mars. So, in the first corporation to get there, they can take all the land they want, and there's nobody to stop them. The first corporation to get to the asteroid belt, they can claim as many asteroids as they want. So, in the future, wars are going to be fought for resources by corporations in space. It'll be private contractors up there sabotaging people's mining, and that shit's gonna happen because that's what we do. We doing that shit here on Earth. Whenever a diamond mine pop up in Africa and some motherfucker find it, with the beers of somebody, they hire some mercenaries to go in there. If they can't buy the land, you can best believe if it's enough money, they go kill them. It's a known fact. All those primitive tribes in South America have gotten uprooted and moved because they want rubber trees. These are things that human beings are already doing here on Earth. Space is going to be a mess because not one planet, no government on Earth is going to come together and form a coalition to govern the planets in our solar system. That's the reason why Elon Musk is trying to build Starship and get his ass up there so he can lay his first claim to Mars. He can lay his first claim to the satellite belt. So they'll send my crews up there. Watch. Once they start doing that shit, it won't be the reason why. If you notice something, in the last couple of years, they have been sending NASA and the International Space Program. They have been sending just regular people up in space, not trained NASA ex Air Force pilots or scientists, or no. They just been finding some teacher or somebody that works at MIT or Cal State that got an experiment they want to do, and they fly them out in space. The reason why they've been doing this, because they know that in order for this shit to be viable, you got to be able to take that fat dude off the couch and put him in a spaceship and launch his ass to Mars so he can lay oil pipes, water pipes. It's not going to be scientists and trained astronauts or engineers to do this. It's going to be the same dudes that's laying oil, that's drilling on Earth for oil.
It's going to be common people like you and me.
Well, the people that will be mining on Mars will be the same people that's drilling oil in Antarctica. The same companies, they will be the ones out there in space. And they're talking about this, and scientists are scared shitless. They're scared of, listen, the scientific community are afraid of Elon Musk because they're afraid that he could go to space and do whatever the fuck he wants and it's nothing they can do about it. Scientists care about Mars because they want to go up there and do science. But in the mind of big business, they want to go to Mars because it's minerals on Mars. If there's volcanic activity on Mars and pressure and heat, diamonds, gold, platinum, all that shit's on Mars. Then all that shit's in the asteroid belt. They want to get there and mine that shit. New materials. And this is what's driving space. Fuck NASA. NASA has lost the space race.
Yeah, NASA is a joke.
It is a joke. The International Space Station, like the United States like to act like that listen, the United States did send the first modules up there. But everything, Japan, Russia, China,
y'all never actually answered what I asked. I just wanted to know, why the fuck ain't we still there? Why the fuck did we stop going? And why the fuck ain't they using these so-called resources that's untapped on the fucking moon? Why? And if it costs so much, then nigga, you getting the resources back when you go to the motherfucking moon. Bruh.
Okay, after the Apollo mission, Apollo 13 mission.
And where's the technology for it? I meant to ask that too.
The American public were kind of skeptical about launching ex-heroes, military pilots up in space.
Okay, then do a fucking volunteer list and launch anybody that's physically able and capable, and put their ass through a psychological test and let their ass go up there. Ain't got to be no hero.
Okay, you're right. That could work.
Can I finish? In the 60s, in the late in like around 64, we got involved in Vietnam. The country was faced with this shit. Money was secretly being funded for 7 years into this secret war, and then when it finally opened up and we were full blown in it, around 67, 68, 69, all the way to 65, money was going towards this, right? In the 70s, space program was lacking. The space shuttle was designed in 75, and it didn't take off. It was designed at the same time as the SR-71 Black Hawk, and it didn't launch till the 80s because the funding. So then when Gerald Ford became president, the economy was so fucked up. The oil companies were straining the United States. OPEC was horrible. Gas prices was ridiculous. It was gas shortages. It was bad. There was plane hijacking. terrorists was doing all types of fucked up shit in the late 70s and the 80s. Then Carter became president. At a time where the big three in this country was in one of the worst recessions that had ever seen in history. And he was a good guy, but he was a horrible president. When Reagan came in, Reagan's thing was to rally the people. He bailed out the big three. He developed the space program. He got the American public to sign on to investing in NASA and the space program by convincing the public that Russia was building killer satellites in space that could damage our satellites or cause us problems down here. So people were afraid. So right-wing people, which at the time that was the country just about, were basically lobbying their states for this program, which funded a lot of money into Space Command, and NASA reaped the benefits.
Okay,
of that.
by this time, what was the year then when that shit happened?
And I think it was 84.
When was the last lunar mission?
I think it was 84 when the Challenger blew up. After the Challenger exploded and that teacher died, the country was like, fuck the space program. We're not fucking going to send young women out in space. You guys should have been able to caught this. NASA was saying that it was an O-ring problem and that they would have caught it if they had more funding. So they got a little bit of
that
funding.
Sounds real convenient, but okay.
Okay, they got a little funding for a while, yes. They got a little funding for a while, and they were launching shuttles up in space, and then we had another shuttle accident, and people were just like, fuck this.
Because by that time, technology around it's a little easier to pick and through a motherfucker's fake shit.
Right? So to rally people through space exploration, they decided that we're going to build freedom. Freedom is what we call the International Space Station, the space station. Before it became the International Space Station, the first module was freedom. That was our module, the United States. Then once other countries start docking their modules to the International Space Station for ISP, then it became pretty much international. The space station is actually separated sovereignly. The Russian section is just like Russia. The American section is American. The Chinese, the Japanese modules, they're all, well, not the Chinese, they got their own space station. But the Japanese have their own module. And then other countries that go up there, that are involved with the International Space Program, have their own modules for science. Now, China, they was like, fuck yeah, we'll build our own space station. And that's what they have. They have their own working space station. They work in conjunction with the International Space Station, but that's not their primary goal. Their space station's primary goal is military. They're up there doing military shit. Their astronauts are soldiers. They have scientists up there, but every astronaut that flies a space vehicle or running that station is a military that works for their communist government. Okay, so they do their own thing. Well, right now, Mars, NASA said that they want to go to Mars in like what? Not 20, that's SpaceX that want to go to Mars in like 2026. NASA wanted to go to Mars in 2032 because that's how much funding that it was going to cost. Elon Musk said that he's going to have people on Mars before the end of, like, within 6 years. 6 to 7 years, he's planning on going to Mars.
That is no, he's going to do it.
That is the purpose of Starship. Yep. To carry them to Mars to build a colony. The thing is amazing because it's designed to take everything colony there. Then the ship lands and
essentially they unpack everything they need and they live off the grid for a while.
You're gonna have Starship, but that Starship is probably gonna have another module that's like a space station where it's like maybe a 2-man space station that's orbiting Mars. and they'll switch out as they have when SpaceX ships get there. Right after they get there, by the time they get there, there'll be another ship in tow to bring more shit. Yep. It won't be an American colony. It will be a corporate colony that they own and can do whatever they want with. Now, at any point in time, the United States government, like Russia for instance, if Russia say, man, fuck that, they wait for y'all to get there, then they send people there to attack your colony and destroy it. The United States government can't say shit. They can be mad about it, but they won't have any sovereign rights.
Well, nobody has any sovereign rights in space. Space is
well, what I'm saying is, like, if it was a NASA space colony, then it would be American soil. It'd be sovereign. That colony would be American. But if it's fucking SpaceX is a private corporation. One, if he was, put it this way, say that lunatic decides once they have a colony on Mars that he's moving his company to Mars, right? He's based in Mars. He will no longer.
Actually, you might have predicted the future for Elon Musk, because that might actually be what he's planning on doing.
He never will be subjected to anything, any laws of any country on Earth, because until he's on Earth. So that means anything he wants to do in space, he can do whatever the fuck he wants. He could take 16, 15-year-old girls to Mars and have sex with them, and they can't do shit. That's how this shit is crazy, and this is what people are afraid of. They're afraid of that Exxon, all the major energy companies, and their incinerators are going to get together, build spaceships, and go take all the resources. And the government, the only choice that they will have is to take military action, and I can guarantee you that Russia and China will not win against trillion-dollar companies that will align themselves with defense contractors to develop weapons for their colonies.
So basically what you was telling me, the reason why we ain't went back to the moon is because too many niggas is bitching and fighting over who gonna fucking go up there and do shit?
No. There's that aspect of it, but there is the cost aspect of getting there and back constantly.
SpaceX.
I mean, well, pretty much answer me that. Why ain't we got fucking honeymoons on the actual moon by now? That's like...
There's no space stations on the moon.
Why?
I'm gonna tell you why. Because you couldn't get the United States government couldn't get funding to build shit like that.
Okay, if they ain't got the funding, somebody else got to have it.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure one of these rich ass sheiks or whatever that got billions of dollars to fucking blow can go ahead and make sure that these motherfuckers, like I said, dude, it's not possible.
Everything that you saying is starting to happen right now.
Okay.
They have Indian private companies in India that have space programs. You got private companies in the United States. You got private companies all over the world. Chinese companies, not government, but actual Chinese companies that are building their own spacecraft to go out there and do shit. Corporations, businesses. Like, this shit is happening. Like, and it's gonna happen because they want that money.
Okay, and when it doesn't happen within the next 10, 15, 20 years and they start giving you excuses and bullshit of why it ain't happening, are you going to still ride with the shit? Or then you going to be like, oh, well, you know, they'll do it later.
Here's the deal.
But if it don't happen by 30, I'm going to be surprised.
SpaceX is a private corporation. Whether they choose to go to
I hope I'm still in contact with you motherfuckers, and by 2030, 2040 and all that shit, when this shit still ain't happening, then I can be like, hey yo, what's the hold up? Like that ass.
SpaceX, Exxon, and the energy company, the oil company, and the mining company. If they choose not to go to space and do this, that's their prerogative. But the thing is that it's money out there, and there's no government.
In which that's how I know if there's supposed to be so much money out there, them niggas would have been out there getting that shit. but they not because they can't.
Then you're right. They can't because of the amount of
No,
money
they
that
never
it costs.
could. That's what I'm saying.
It's about technology. Space
That too.
just in the last 15 years, there, we have had a lot of the growth of private industry going into the space market. This is something that's starting to happen.
I find it funny that you say it's about technology, considering that them niggas back then, NASA had the best technology then. Okay?
Listen.
And they supposedly got the best technology now. So why is it, of all the shit that technology-wise then evolved, all of the space programs are the only ones that ain't fucking evolved? Because if they did, they technology and shit, bruh, they would have the means necessary. We would be having this conversation on the moon right now.
NASA, listen, JPL builds rockets for NASA, okay? NASA has a budget based on what the American people, well, I don't know why the fuck I just said that, based on what Congress and America and our government budgets them to use. Right now, they're trying to get money for their collision program for Space Force. Well, the Air Force is responsible for Space Force, but NASA's trying to get money for their collision program so they can attract debris, like our debris and asteroids and comets and shit like that. As far as their plans for space, they don't have the money to go to Mars because the American government has, as right now, most senators, congressmen, they don't see the urgency of going to Mars because they're not a private corporation. But these same rich ass, these rich, filthy rich, blue blood congressmen and senators, you could best believe that they have stock in corporations that want to go to space to mine. And it's gonna happen. It's just like, I knew this when I was a kid. Like when I was a kid, when I went to see Aliens with my brother-in-law, we talked about this. He's a geek. He was a geek too. You know, he was in the military. He's a big dude. He used to like to build model battleships. Coolest motherfucker in the world. And he used to tell me, like, do you notice, like, in this movie that the people that's traveling around in space and doing everything, the mining, and these people, they work for a private corporation? He's like, the corporation's name was Wayland, if you didn't pay attention to that. He said, when they do go out in space, that's the only reason they're going to go out there, because there's money out there. Because the truth of the matter is, the core of the American government and the people, the average American citizen. Now, young people and futurists, like I'm a futurist, I'm sure you're a futurist too, Ray, right?
I'm all about the technology, yo. Look into the future,
Right,
of course.
So we can safely say that at least we agree that all of us are futurists. Futurists want space travel, but the average people don't really care. That means if you talk to Joe Blow in Kansas, or Joe Blow in Montana, or Joe Blow in Texas, they don't see the purpose for trying to rush to get to Mars, for the government to spend trillions of dollars for some science shit. These are the very same people who don't believe in climate change, who don't believe that we have global warming, like who don't believe that the polar ice caps are melting and aquatic creatures are relocating to human populations, like the other, what was it, a couple weeks ago, that all those polar bears was in somebody's backyard or some shit, some weird shit like that, like it was a bunch of polar bears around. Like, people don't believe that. Now, some say it's a natural cycle, whatever, I don't care. But see, you got people like the corporations, like the oil sheiks. They got money to do whatever they want. You talk about the Saudi family, okay, and they probably, the problem with them going in outer space, it has nothing to do with the fact that they just don't need to. They're not worried about it right now. But the minute that this becomes a thing, you can best believe right now, because I watched a doc on this, Exxon is already looking at space. They're already looking at the asteroid belt. They're already looking at Mars. They're looking at the natural gases and all the planets around us, seeing if there's anything or technology how they can harvest gas off of Saturn or Uranus, or they're trying to figure out how to do that. Even the fact that certain minerals that's in frozen ice on Titan, they want to get to that shit because it's new biologics. Like certain biologics might be something we could use. Like I don't know, it might be some kind of microbe that eats garbage, or I'm just using this as an example, or they can modify it to cure a disease or stop aging. They don't give a fuck. They're just thinking about the money aspect of it, and they will be the ones to go to space. Right now, Elon Musk is the one that wants to be the first. Now he claims that he is for the betterment of humanity because he believes that chances are we need to be a multi-planet species, because he believes at some point something is going to run into the Earth. And I kind of believe that too. Eventually,
I mean, that's just inevitability.
Yeah, it is. It's just eventually something is going to smack into the Earth and kill a lot of people.
If that was the case, it'd happen 100 times over.
Well, I'm saying that I feel like...
I mean, it does happen hundreds of times over. The Earth gets hit regularly by small bodies, but they're just not big enough to do any massive scale damage.
I feel like, we haven't had anything. We had something a couple months ago. We had something like, what was it, 6 or 7 weeks ago? An asteroid that was the size of, I forget what they said it was the size of, what state, but it was in Earth's trajectory, but it wasn't. They missed it.
And whiz past us and shit that nobody was able to track on no goddamn, on no telescopes or nothing. But the motherfuckers at NASA was able to be able to do it, but any regular motherfucker couldn't do it though. Yeah, I believe it when I believe it when I see it.
Okay, that's fair that they missed it, because look how big space is though. You can't look at every square centimeter.
But yet they supposedly be able to track it. If you tracked it once and all of a sudden you missing shit, like come on, like that don't, like for real, that shit don't be sounding hinky to you motherfuckers, like for real.
NASA is like the welfare of the International Space Program.
No. I'm not just talking about NASA, because at the end of the day, all these motherfuckers link up with each other and they collab and be like, hey, yo, did that shit come up on your system? Because it came up on our system. We got this and the third going over here. So what are your systems saying and shit? At the end of the day, they all still connected and they all share information with each other.
That's just like
this is true.
No, what I'm saying is NASA.
So
NASA's protection budget is really small for what collision budget is really small. And they can't track everything.
Well, how about fuck NASA then? We go with, like you said, Japan, Tokyo, Iraq, Iran, whoever else got space programs and shit.
NASA,
like I said, either way it goes, they still not producing.
NASA missed it. That's not saying...
If the others that got it, where are all the photos, and why didn't nobody put this shit on the fucking live stream and let us watch this shit whiz past? You got all these satellites, all this technology out there, but yet you like, as a matter of fact, where are all the 24/7 motherfucking cameras and shit that should be implemented on these motherfucking satellites that can give us a 24/7 fucking feed of our motherfucking planet?
Actually, you can look them up. You can Google live.
I have, and there are a bunch of problems with those.
NASA has a very small...
So where is, like with today's technology, if they not going back out there, okay, because of how much it fucking costs, they steadily send them motherfucking satellites and shit up out there, and they taking all these supposed pictures. Bruh, give me my 24/7 live feed.
But there are 24/7 live.
No, they're not. Like I said, the motherfuckers are either super fucking buggy and unreliable, and the motherfuckers do not work.
International Space Station live feeds, bro. They cut half of them feeds, bro. They don't put everything in them feeds that you want to see, that they want you to see.
They only let you see what they want you to see, which is the bullshit they need for you to motherfucking to believe they bullshit.
Like they have their own science, they have their own experiments, and they only like
Raging Bull. I told you I was gonna come in this motherfucker.
Yo, what's up, Tech, bro? I was wondering when your ass was even gonna say any damn thing. I was surprised you was just staying silent, cause your ass was watching the stream at first and you was wild with the question.
Yeah, bro. I just gotta let shit run its course.
Oh no, I understand, cause at the end of the day, you and me both, like, we know the really real and shit, and we know at the end of the day, bro, if you ain't seen it, felt it, tasted, why the fuck believe in it?
NASA is 2.0.
Because there's plenty of examples of it being around you everywhere.
Okay, I like how you say that, because there's plenty of examples of flat Earth being around you too, in the non-moving, stagnant fucking land as well. But you choose to deny that, and the only thing you get from space is movies and pictures, no actual physical. Just saying.
Our government is about to spend $4 trillion to give NASA $4 trillion for because they
on
can I
what?
interrupt this broadcast 1 second with one second question?
Yeah.
Hey, you know how everybody don't watch the International Space Station, right?
Yeah, I just, you know I had.
Fuck, you don't see no stars out there. Explain.
What you mean?
You ain't never looked out the window of that motherfucker when they be doing their little shit on the space station? You don't never see no stars in the background, bro. Throw that bitch. Never.
We don't see. You mind we don't see other suns?
No, not other suns, bro. Like you know how you can look up
that trillion, billion, quadrillion little shiny, nice lights out there that you can see.
Right, but when you watch the International Space Station, you see none of that. You just see what
the shit that we look up when we look up and see and shit, those nice little pretty flashing lights and shit. We don't see that shit on the space station feeds, bro.
When we see stars,
cause we not out there, we not up there. We only know what they give us.
When you see stars up in the night sky, bro, what you seeing is projected light coming from the star.
And shouldn't that same space station capture that projected light?
I don't know what they capturing, because the view every view just about I've ever seen out the space station is them looking out of a window at Earth.
Even then, when they looking out at Earth, bro, you can still see the black in the background, and those don't be having fucking.
So a lot of it has to do with the sun being so bright that it blocks out that visible light.
I call bullshit.
Thank you.
Remember, the space station still has to get its electrical power from something.
Okay, so what about when they're on the dark side of the Earth and the fucking sun ain't got shit to do with it? What about them?
You very rarely get broadcasts from that side.
Hold on. Let bro speak.
I feel like Snake, you make the situation a whole lot worse.
He does not help your point, G, at all.
When you see the sun in the daytime sky, you're not actually seeing our stars. You're seeing the projected light that is traveling and reflecting off our atmosphere.
Wait. What?
Hey, bro, don't argue with me. Argue with Earth science, bro.
Wait, no. That's what I'm asking. Like, hold on. I need you to explain that to me one more time, real quick, so I can make sure I understand what I just heard.
What you're seeing is the light that travels from the sun.
You're not seeing the light waves. You're seeing the light particles. You're not seeing
that's
the
what
actual.
You're seeing. You're not seeing the actual sun. You're seeing the light coming from the sun. Like, you're looking at the sun, but it's not. You get what I'm saying? Like, the sun is 1,000,000 miles away from us.
So they say.
The sun is so bright that it shines. You're seeing its light. You're not seeing the actual giant fusion hydrogen reactor that's out in space.
So, are you telling me that it's not the actual sun that's giving us the heat, or it's just giving us light and heat? Okay. I mean, like, because if that's, and actually, I got another thing, a little bit for you, real quick.
Have you ever on a sunny day? Have you ever on a sunny day, reached your hand up towards the sun and feel the heat on your hand?
Wait. I feel the heat that's all around me. It don't get any hotter when I reach my hand up, if that's what you're saying. Like,
you missed what he said. You missed what he said.
Next summer, go outside, turn to the sun, put your hand up over what you see to be the sun, and feel the heat on the palm of your hand.
It's not going to be any different from the heat that I'm feeling on my forehead.
If you look up at the sun and close your eyes, you can feel the direct sunlight on your face.
That's just common sense. When you're standing directly in the sun, you feel the warmth.
Stop saying stuff like that. That's insulting. It's just common sense.
Well, you've been insulting to me the whole fucking night. So
Okay.
You just, like, okay, the thing is...
You can just so fuck off.
Okay, you know, actually, I got something for you. Actually, hold on. Solid, real quick. You remember how we was talking about the temperatures and shit in space and all that shit?
Right.
Okay, we get our heat from the sun, supposedly, right?
Yes.
So how is it that you go into space and there's no more heat anymore? Shouldn't you? Oh, okay, so it's supposed to be vacuum. Okay, all right. Now let's explore this whole vacuum thing then. How the fuck is that heat getting all the way to the fucking earth if it's still in the fucking vacuum and now the heat is turned on? But now that I'm in this vacuum, and I ain't got that heat no fucking more. But then when I get close to the sun, now all of a sudden I'm feeling that heat all over again. That don't seem kind of weird to you? Exactly. That don't feel thinking about that logic right there, that don't seem kind of weird to you.
The sun is a giant, huge...
So that doesn't seem kind of... That whole explanation I just gave you, okay, we here on fucking Earth, and we have heat from a source that is millions of miles away from us in a vacuum. Supposedly this heat and light is able to make it through this vacuum and shit, but while it's in the middle of this vacuum, it's not affecting anything. But only that when it gets to us, it is now affecting and giving us heat as well as light.
The heat is still there in space. It's so far away from anything usable that by the time it's gone. It's faded away in the background.
Nope.
If you were in space in a spaceship that didn't have radiation shielding, and you were traveling from Earth on a direct line to the sun, you would die from exposure, heat exposure and radiation before you got even close to it. Spaceship.
Okay, look, my point was actually that actual physics and nature shows us the closer you get to a heat source, the hotter it is. The further away you get from that heat source, the colder.
The colder, right. And
okay.
This is why the Earth is in what is called the habitable zone, where we are just close enough to the sun.
Oh my God. You're not accounting for that big ass supposed vacuum space in between that should still have the heat.
But the heat that's coming off of the sun is omnidirectional. It's coming off of it in every direction.
Yet again, we should still have a bunch of heat in space instead of it being a fucking void. No, you don't. You just told me there are no temperatures in space until you get close to the heat source or whatever.
I never said that there's no temperatures in space. There are temperatures in space. There are temperature differences in space.
The energy coming off the sun, the light that's coming off the sun, is projected onto the Earth, and it causes our planet. The light reacts to our atmosphere, which makes us see.
You know, to be honest with you, I wasn't really looking for answers. I was trying to get y'all to see how many holes and shit in the theory of space and shit, and how the shit doesn't make sense when you logically think about it, bruh.
Your line of questioning. I don't think you would understand. I don't think you understand. I think what you're trying to say has nothing to do with actually occurs in the process of light traveling from the sun.
Or just heat travel in general, because you can use that same logic with a lighter.
The only thing that can
Duh!
Listen, the only thing that can actually, the only thing that, light, you can take a mirror and reflect light, but to actually...
It's only the light.
Okay, can I finish?
Yep, go ahead.
If the only thing, like the sun's light, like take a star's energy, right? A star's light. If a star, say it was 2 stars in our galaxy, in Milky Way, like we had 2 stars, and 1 star collapsed, that black hole that comes from that would engulf light, matter. It will suck up everything. So the sun's rays, the sun's energy that's projected from the sun, it sends off, we're at such a distance from the earth that we can reap the benefits of the sun without being destroyed by it. We had enough range where we can reap the benefits of it without it being...
In other words, the sun is only able to put out so much heat, even given how big it is.
Because our atmosphere protects us from the sun. Because if we destroy our atmosphere, we're going to burn up. Our atmosphere protects us with radiation.
We're close enough that without that atmosphere, we would have a big problem.
Okay, let me ask you this.
If we were any further away from the sun, we would be getting colder because the heat that comes to us isn't sufficient enough. It's like standing in front of a heater or a fireplace, right? The further away you get from it, the colder you get.
Let me ask you something. Is Mercury... Like, ain't that the one that's like the closest one to the sun or whatever, right? That's Mercury, right?
Yes, Mercury's basically a...
Is Mercury not in the void of space?
It's in the void of space.
Why the fuck is it still so fucking hot? And not just Mercury.
Because it's close enough to the sun.
No.
Well, how is that not understandable?
You see what I'm saying about you answering questions? Mercury has the atmosphere. Mercury has the atmosphere. The sun's energy heats up the atmosphere, and it causes Mercury to be...
So are you saying it's our atmosphere that gives us the heat and not the actual sun, for real?
You notice that the moon doesn't have any atmosphere?
Mm-hmm.
So, if you're on the moon, the space suits, the pressure suits that the astronauts use, they have to have extreme radiation shielding, and their visors have solar shielding. Because the moon, you have no gravity, you have no atmosphere to protect you. On Mercury, you have atmosphere, but the atmosphere is so hot, and because of the sun, that it's almost impossible.
How do you know Mercury got atmosphere? What gives Mercury its atmosphere? Where is it coming from?
I don't think Mercury has an atmosphere at all. It's too close to the sun.
Here's the deal. I can't... If you renounce most of modern science and you think they're all liars and everything they told us is a lie and everybody that you have studied is the truth, then
I study everyone. That's the thing. Whether they, you know, what they say.
Can I listen? Can you actually listen to what I just said instead of just trying to just throw some words out there? If you believe that what we have been taught in school, if you believe that what people are taught in college, if you believe that modern science is a lie, you believe that what most of the world believes as modern science is a lie, then there's no point.
I wouldn't exactly say that's most of the world, though.
Okay, listen. There is a subscribed science that most of the world.
Here we go. That subscribed science again. That just sounds like the majority of the followers that don't know how to be fucking leaders of their own.
There is a scientific platform that is taught in just about every major university on the planet.
And it's government controlled. Okay, did you know that?
I don't want to get off of the government control. I want you to actually listen to what I just said to you.
Dude, it's the reason why you believe what you believe, though.
No, what I want to tell you.
It's a government mandated program.
Please don't tell me that I believe what I believe because I'm just some drone. You believe what you want to believe. You made a choice. You made a conscious choice to. Can I finish? You made a conscious choice to engage in studies in an area and believe what you found out to be true.
I made a conscious choice to believe in what I can see, what I can feel, and what my body proves to me. You made a conscious choice to believe some shit you never felt or seen or tasted. All of your proof literally comes from pictures and videos, bro. It don't come from modern supposed science.
Everything that you are saying are things that you choose to believe. Do you accept that? That you have choice in what you believe.
Yep, you're right. You got your, just like you got the same choice to believe in what you want to believe too.
So, if you believe that what I believe is completely bullshit and it's controlled by the government, and I don't know
based off of its proof.
Can I finish though? Can I finish? If you believe, it doesn't matter what it's based off of.
Actually, it does, bruh. Because the shit that is based on, it has to be actual facts and you can check.
Listen, if you believe that what I am saying is wrong and it's controlled by the government, there's no point of having this conversation because you believe what you believe. And I believe
it's not just about being controlled by the government, man. Okay, like I said, because I use their own info. I believe this shit because it's backed by the actual physical sciences and shit. And the numbers. It's not just the government, bro. That's what I'm saying. It's not just the government.
Does anybody understand what I'm trying to tell this brother? What I'm saying is that this conversation that we've all been having is a new point. If you completely believe that what we believe is subversive and stupid and it's not real and it's government control and we all believe in a mass lie, and there's no point of having a debate because there's nothing. Even if I offer things that like if I was to bring evidence from Einstein and other physicists, you're just gonna say it's all government control. So
no, I'm gonna use the info that you give me and tell you what was wrong with it and how was it proven wrong and who proved it to be wrong. I'm not gonna go with the government stigma then. I'm gonna give you actual numbers and shit and how it does not work.
You believe what you want to believe, but you believe that in the course of this conversation, you've given people actual numbers and evidence is what you think. Okay, that's fine.
And I had that. Wait, okay. Can we both agree that the numbers is something that's supposed to be a commonality on both sides, right?
Okay. What I'm gonna agree with is that what you just said made no fucking sense. I'm gonna repeat what you said. Do you believe that the numbers on both sides have a commonality?
No. I said that using the numbers are the commonality on both sides. They both are from. I'm saying using your explanation of 1 + 1 = 2. Using that type of math on both sides. Okay, can we agree that the rules apply, right?
What apply to what? What subject are you talking about now?
Okay.
Apply to what?
What was the circumference of Earth? What was the circumference of Earth?
The light from the sun?
No. Just let me. I'm about to finish it. What was the circumference of the Earth?
Just said right here.
Okay.
Which conversation?
To the numbers, bro. When we was talking about the numbers, we talking about science. When it comes to science, the numbers will prove what we need to prove, right?
Okay.
Okay. Using numbers, what is the circumference of Earth? We're about to
1,901 miles.
Okay, now we're about to use these numbers to find the curvature of Earth. Okay.
Oh, I'm done, bro.
See, now you want to be done, and I'm using the numbers, and literally the numbers come from fucking NASA, bro.
What I'm saying to you is absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt, everything that's coming out of your mouth, I know in my heart to be false. like you.
No, I'm not saying that. What I am saying is, if the Earth's supposed to be 24,452 or whatever miles around, to find the curve of the Earth using math, every mile gives you 8 inches of drop. So that means things that are 20, 30, 40 miles out should not be level or anything like that. You should see an actual decline and shit, and it should be over like the curve and shit. What I'm trying to tell you, it is fact. Because it's on the actual website. It's the numbers they tell you to use.
Wait. It is fact to the observer. It's all dependent on the height of the observer when you talk about the curvature.
In regards to...
And okay, so I just gave you actual factual. And now what I'm telling you is when you go to test that theory on actual land that is as fucking level as can be, your theory falls apart.
Earth being flat, I disagree with you. So, to keep going with this conversation when everybody has already agreed that we do not believe what the others are saying is like chasing your tail. No matter what you say, in my mind, and what I know, it does not apply to modern science.
So are you sure that's not fucking cognitive dissonance? When you have two conflicting thoughts.
I don't have two thoughts. I have one. I'm not going off of two thoughts. One, what I know is wrong, and what I know is right, and I'm contradicting my own thought process.
Because you're not fully applying your knowledge of fucking science and math and shit to fucking give each side a fair debate.
I'll put it this way.
Because you're not even trying to.
I completely disagree with what you're saying.
Without even giving it any chance of experimentation or motherfucking actual motherfucking fucking
conversation has been going on for 2 hours.
Without fucking actual testing.
This conversation has been going on for 2 hours, and I do not believe anything you say. I don't subscribe to your science.
And you don't got to.
Definitive enough to you?
You don't got to, bro.
We can finally end this conversation.
Let me read this piece right here.
Agree to disagree. Why do you keep throwing fire?
As it's dying down.
As
it's dying down.
He is not. Have you understood that with the information that you are providing?
You want to know why? Hey, real talk, Chronic. You want to know why? Because he's interested now. Because I've given him enough info to actually have him question his own fucking shit now. So now I bet you. You sure about that? You sure about that? He wouldn't be so interested in it. He's gonna question this shit. He's thinking about it now. He's gonna think about it later.
No. You want to know the truth with me? I'm gonna tell you. I've
never heard an argument that you can't, a conversation that you can't escape from without signing off.
And here's the thing. I do agree to disagree with this because I've looked at both sides of it. There was a little bit of time where I actually was looking into the whole flat earth thing and was looking at the scientists and the people involved in it and was looking at some of the success documents that have been made out there and a lot of the experiments that have been made out there.
I swear to God, bro,
I have looked into this
stuff. You like to jump on both sides, bro. You like a rodeo clown.
But here's the thing. I don't subscribe to that stuff, though, because it's not mainstream science. And it doesn't go with it.
It's not mainstream science because the motherfuckers don't fuck. The motherfuckers that want to stay in power want to make sure niggas don't know the truth because they don't want motherfuckers thinking for themselves. It's not mainstream science because they don't want you thinking for yourself. They want you thinking the way they want you to think.
You're right. You're absolutely right. Everybody's asleep except you and the people that believe what you believe. I accept that. We're all asleep. So, what's going on?
Oh, I hate that woke term. Ooh, I hate the term woke.
Everybody else is asleep.
It's just a label, bro. It ain't nothing about them.
What you know, you right. We're all wrong.
No.
The world is wrong. Your equation, NASA, SpaceX, and everybody.
No, but I do use their own shit against them, though. No, I'm not right, bro.
Go on.
All I'm just saying, I'm just not. I'm just choosing not to believe in some shit that I ain't seen or felt or touched, no, tasted or any of that shit, bro.
You believe what you want to believe. You're entitled to it, bro. But you haven't seen, felt, or touched any of the shit that you're talking about. You haven't felt the vacuum in space. You haven't felt.
So why would I believe it?
You felt filtered light.
Actually, I kind of think I felt the true energy of the sun. I mean, I really think that's just a matter of opinion.
That's a whole different metaphysics that I don't want to fucking get into with you right now. What you felt. I'm not fucking with that. When I meet people that say that they get energy from crystals, that they get spirit energy from crystals, guess what I say? Well, that's cool. Can I get a crystal? I'm gonna take that crystal and use it as a bookmark. And I'm not gonna argue with them people about their beliefs. I think the Hindu religion is the weirdest shit in the world. But then people think Christianity is the weirdest shit in the world. Catholicism is the weirdest shit in the world. It's just that some shit people are just gonna have to agree to disagree. Because when you got scientists saying one thing and got scientists saying another, and it's split down the middle, and everybody is presenting evidence that prove their point, it comes down to which theory of thought that you choose to believe. And everybody thinks they're right.
Let me ask a question, a separate question though, that's similar to what we're talking about. My question is why? What would be the point of hiding space from the people when it's only industries and big government entities that have the money and the resources to even do anything with this in the first place?
Because
control.
A lot of people fear change.
Yeah, okay. It's all about control. It's a mental control thing.
No, I see it like this. I agree with that. But at the same token, it's not to say that our government aren't good at lying and keeping secrets or not letting us know everything. But it all comes down to, like, okay, here's a great example. Some people roll with Tesla, some people roll with Edison. Is that not true?
True.
And history shows that who was the better scientist?
Tesla.
That's right. But at the same time...
But whose beliefs went on? Edison.
Why did people roll with Edison over Tesla?
Because he's a Freemason.
Money.
No.
Okay, he's a fucking Freemason.
That might have been the case, but here's the deal. Edison, from the minute he was doing his fucking research, he wanted to monetize it. Tesla did. Tesla wanted to give the world free energy.
Yep.
And Edison did.
Nope.
He wanted to monetize it.
Westinghouse actually pulled out of Tesla as soon as he found out what Tesla was trying to do.
And guess what was perfect for, guess who rolled right in with the energy, with light? What used to run generators? What did they used to use to run generators back in the day?
Gasoline?
No. Coal. They used to burn coal. So people that had coal mines, they was in bed with them. People that had oil that produced diesel fuel, because diesel fuel would run a generator. And people who had dams, because you remember now, when Edison came out, hydroelectric, they all jumped in the bed together.
And I'm willing to bet they were probably Freemasons too. Most likely.
So,
it was all a group thing, bro. It's a group thing.
I'm not gonna argue with you on the Masonic shit because that shit has some truth to it.
Just like your boy Copernicus was the motherfucking first nigga that started that theory, was a Freemason too.
But my point is that that's the reason why people didn't roll with Tesla, because he wanted the world to benefit from his technology and not monetize it. And Edison wanted to, so in order to stop him from giving the world something free that would benefit them, they discredited him and destroyed him. And that's what they do all the time. And the reason why they can't, the big business and government can't do that to these tech companies.
Ooh, leg! Hello, Lego.
Because these people, governments are fighting people that are smarter than them. Like, the United States government can't really fuck with Google. I mean, they can order Google around, but all Google really gotta fucking do is pack up their corporation and go to France, or go to Germany, or go to Sweden. Once they move to Sweden, they can do every fucking thing that the United States doesn't want them to do. To the world. Google wouldn't stop if they left America. Their server farms are everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
It wouldn't stop. So big business government has to bow to big business. The reason why marijuana is going to be legalized is because of the fucking money. Everybody wants that Cali money.
Yep.
Every state want $1 billion of revenue.
Cali was a test. Cali was a test just to see whether or not it could be controlled and whether or not there was any profitability in it. And Cali exploded.
Man, let me tell you something.
$1 billion in the first day or something like that, wasn't it?
Fuck it, I ain't gonna say that.
It was $1 million, I think.
I'm gonna say the first fiscal, it was the fiscal quarter for California that they said they made $1 billion.
Yeah, not the first day. It was like a couple mil in that first day. Yeah, but that first quarter, they pretty damn close.
They made a shit ton of money though off of that though in a very quick
The tax revenue was $1 billion. Michigan wants $1 billion.
That's why we motherfucking legalized that shit.
Most states want $1 billion revenue. You know what listen, do you know what potheads can give this country? Oh my God.
Bruh. You feel me? Not just the motherfucking munchies. Shit.
And I'm gonna tell you right now, if they legalize weed, violence is gonna go down.
What?
Violence is gonna go down in certain areas.
Hell yeah, niggas gonna be too high to wanna go out and fight and shoot motherfuckers and shit. Hell yeah, violence is motherfucking gonna fucking go down.
Hey, when them little vice lords around the corner to me can go into a shop right up the street and buy weed
and not have to smuggle that shit in and motherfucking not have to motherfucking go through like shit, that's the reason why the cartel, like you was saying last night, why the cartels ain't fucking with weed no more. You know what I'm saying? Like, one, everybody can grow on it. Everybody growing it. Right, ain't no money in it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was more money in just fucking smuggling that shit, not just the motherfucker just sell it. Shit.
American growers have surpassed everyone in the world that was doing it before us. We blowing Amsterdam out the water. We blowing Canada out the water. British Columbia. DC 2000, where everybody used to get their CDs. Don't nobody order seeds, don't have to order seeds from them no more. You get your seeds out of Cali. You get your seeds out of Colorado. You don't, America is making, put it this way, the International Cannabis Cup, look it up and see who's been winning.
Oh, I already know. I follow that shit. I already motherfucking know. You ain't the only one, my nigga.
So who in the fuck wants some brick weed from across the border?
You feel me?
Who wants that Mexican boo-boo when you can just go to Cali and get that boo-boo?
Even if they serve up some popcorn, which they do, because this popcorn, that popcorn shit, all around the streets right now that's really not a strain. It's just some marijuana strain, random strain.
Right, that just so happen to smoke good and taste good and look good.
Don't nobody want to buy that shit. And the thing is, if your man, even if you got $100, if you got $150, $160 owed, people be like, why is it only $150? Well, it's just a budget. Oh yeah. What else you got? I'll take a half of the other shit.
Right.
A motherfucker rather have a half of the good shit. Pay 100 to 120 to 150 for the good shit. A half for the fire. Then pay 150 for an ounce of Reggie.
Okay, I am not seeing this goddamn thing. I'm gonna have to get up out of here and fucking try to get back in.
Right, if the Reggie's good.
Nah, I ain't smoking no Reggie.
Man, I ain't smoking no Reggies in years.
When I say Reggie, I mean like a couple of weeks ago, right? My boy.
Like, is they still selling that shit?
The criteria for the weed that I smoke, when I smoke so much of it, I have to feel like I might be hallucinating. Paranoia.
Look at that!
I gotta start hearing shit. Like if my paranoia.
Hey, bruh, I got to feel it in my eyeballs. Goddammit, you feel me? Like I got to be to feel that shit in my eyeballs.
If I don't walk downstairs and check the front door twice, this shit is shit.
Hey, if my eyeballs ain't motherfucking pulsating this shit because I'm having trouble keeping them bitches open, yeah, that ain't no good shit. You know what I'm saying? That ain't no good shit.
I'm saying that I got that shit.
I want that shit that give you that heroin. I want that
I
shit that
hope
give
y'all
you that
can
heroin
mutually
nod.
agree
Like,
with me or disagree to disagree. You know what I'm saying? But I appreciate the conversation anyway.
What's up?
What did you say?
I ain't hear it either.
I said I was just thanking y'all for the conversation and the intel. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
oh yeah, for sure. Hell yeah.
I mean, the thing is,
I mean, I said I
men,
hope y'all can come to a common ground, but I know y'all gonna agree to disagree, so that's cool too.
men
Oh
have
yeah,
to
all
share.
day.
You have to
Right.
be able to share your ideas and have them challenged without becoming offended by it. You know, that's just part of being a man.
And see,
Like,
that's the
some
thing. It ain't
dudes
enough
believe.
men around this motherfucker though.
Listen. I heard a comedian say, and I agree with this. It say if you got a man who ain't never put his hands on none of the women that he's dated, and he whoops your ass, chances are you deserve it.
Pretty much.
If you push a man to the point where a man who has never put his hands on a woman and he whoop your ass, then chances are whatever you did to him, you deserve it. I agree with that. But do you think the rest of the world agrees with that? Hell no,
Most
I'll
likely
be
not.
crucified in the eyes of public. Hell, if I lie to 3 females to get the pussy, I'm the worst motherfucker on the planet. That's the world we live in now. Like, I saw a picture of some guys holding a sign saying, men who respect women. I was like, y'all some curves, bro. Just respect women. You really had to go march for that shit?
Yeah. They have to be solidified.
It ain't no women marching for men. What women are marching for good men? When is good man day?
Right.
You know how many dudes get shitted on by women?
Just because they a good man.
There's more dudes getting fucked over by women than dudes fucking over women. Because everybody ain't a player. How many guys you know get ass like you were getting ass? Most of your guy friends, they jealous of you. They secretly hate you.
No, not mine. Actually, I was a lame ass. I'm still a lame ass. I ain't get much ass when I was in school.
What I'm saying is, like, I'm gonna tell you right now, it was years of being friends with people that I found out that they were mad at me over a chick, or they were jealous. Like, when I sold weed, the little group of motherfuckers I used to fuck with, when I went upstate, them motherfuckers, when I got back and I was doing good, I got me a new whip, got me a crib, got me a new hustle. Them motherfuckers, they was mad. Even though I used to smoke them out, take them to raves, we used to go on road trips. Them motherfuckers hated me I realized that every single good thing I ever did to them, they think I did it to be potential. Not because I wanted to have a good time or wanted my friends to have fun. And I wanted to share.
They thought you was just showing off.
I did it to showing off. Ain't that fucked up? Where a motherfucker will, you got 6 dudes who broke as fuck, and you got one dude who's looking out for everybody, calling girls. I'm hooking you up with chicks. I'm smoking you down. And when I get paper or I get liquid, I give you free sugar cubes or free blotter or free gel tabs. Motherfuckers used to hate me for that.
You said a whole lot of shit. I don't even know what the fuck that is. Sugar cubes.
All that shit centered around acid, LSD.
Okay.
Or if I get Molly, when real Molly is expensive.
Shit.
No, real Molly back in the day used to be expensive.
Yeah, when that shit first came out, it was super expensive.
Molly boom.
Like,
I remember the Molly boom.
In the 90s, Molly was expensive, but it was like $30 a pill. But in the millennium, they you get all these repressed pills where, like, it'll be a portion of it is MDMA, but the rest of it would be cut with speed or heroin or some other shit to stretch the pills out. Because my ex-girlfriend used to have a pill press, and she would repress pills. She would break them down, cut them. Like, she would get good good pure Molly, and then she would cut it with heroin, speed, and then repress them, or she put them in capsules. And people do that type of shit. So all these people that I was good to, I hooked them up with women. I was their friend. I was loyal, and never crossed them.
I hated the hell out of your ass because you was such a cool nigga.
We was friends. We weren't friends when we first met because he got $400 from a bunch of friends of mine that worked at a pizzeria. They on payday they all put their money together and they wanted to get, what did they want? They wanted, everybody wanted a couple sheets of acid. So I think that's what it was. It wasn't no weed because they would have got that from me. But I think he was supposed to get them pills and acid. And what happened was, what he didn't tell anybody is that the guy he goes through, he owed that guy $200.
So snatched up half that motherfucking money and shit, and he only got $200.
You know you ain't supposed to be up there with your bad ass. Bad damn cat.
Their money,
what the hell is your brother at?
Their money. Damien took his money and actually went and bought a bunch of shit. And didn't tell nobody. So when I got the motherfucker in the car, I took his backpack, went through it, found 3 sheets, or about 10 pills. I took all that shit. And I didn't even give it to them motherfuckers either. I didn't divide it up for them because I'm like, y'all some pussy. When I had him in the car, y'all didn't even. My boy Justin, me and him divided the shit up because when he saw me going out there to talk to him, he was like, I'm going with you. Fuck that, I'm gonna make sure I get mine. That's crazy ass true. He wasn't buying that shit. Like, you gonna get
everything right, bruh. You feel me? So I'm not saying that nobody's gonna grab some shit that's fucking supposed to be mine. I'm going for my shit.
About it, I actually split everything with him so that he would have his money back, and I kept that shit. Damien, I could understand. Me and him wound up being cool, right? We wound up being friends, and like I would look out for him and shit. But in '92, when I got home, the whole time I was gone, he was lifting weights, right? So he was trying to play that tough guy shit, like now that I'm taller and I've been going to the gym, I'm not afraid of you. Like, he would never say that outright, but he would always leave innuendos like, whatever. Okay? So one day, we were drunk, and I don't know what happened. He kind of like was trying to fuck with me a little. I ain't do shit but push him. I pushed that motherfucker so hard he fell through his closet door. The door imploded. He went right into the closet. He got up and he realized, and I was like, when he looked at me, I was like, man, don't get up in my face, man. We cool, but don't do that. And I want to remind you something. Not one day in the motherfucking gym, bro. I'm a bull.
No, every day.
You're a little white boy that goes to the fucking gym and from West Bloomfield who like to rip people off. I was like, we only friends with you right now. You and your boy, y'all don't like this because y'all like to get down on people, and we don't let y'all get down on people. And that's just the way it was. But I didn't realize how many people outside of him, he had a reason to be mad at me in life. But everybody else, I went to visit my boy at Easter. He was acting like a bitch. I'm like, what's wrong, dog? You ain't glad to see me? He was like, oh, that's your truck out there?
Like, be happy for a motherfucker. Like, god damn. I hate a motherfucker that want to hate on your shine.
I'm polo head to toe. I got on polo deck shoes, polo socks, polo cargo pants, polo shirt, polo t-shirt, Ralph Lauren drawers. He looked at me and was like, damn, you can see it in his face. You ain't fall off?
No, nigga, I don't fall off. Shit, I stay on my guy.
Right? So when me and my ex moved, right? When me and my ex broke up and I moved back to the city, I drove back out to West Bloomfield and nobody to see my boy who owned a Dolly too. When I walked in, I had my son. I'm fresh as fuck. I'm in a brand new Edge, right? They look out and see. Motherfuckers look past me to look at my car. Saw what I was driving, looked at me, and I can see it in their face. Like, damn, you didn't fall off? Right? Like, you and Dawn broke up, you had to move back to the hood, and you still, everything's good. I'm like, so y'all just wanted me to suffer, right? What the fuck did I do to any of y'all? I never fucked any of y'all girlfriends. Matter of fact, that little nasty chick you had living with you, dog, she had herpes. Like, we rolled together and she tried to give me some ass. I was like, I can't sleep with you, baby. She was like, wow, she got herpes.
You got that shit.
She was like,
yo, shit on this lip got some shit on this lip.
Like, she tried to, listen, dude, she ran the whole gambit. I'm taking Valtrac, all that shit. I was like, no. So then,
nah, I'm good still.
My man Jim, his kids he got custody of his kids, so my daughters would come over there and play with him, and the girls would be playing, and me and him would just sit up on the back, out in the back porch and just smoke. The girls would be playing. So I said to him, he was like, man, I fucked up. What you do now? What you do to that baby mama of yours that make her want to have somebody whoop your ass now? He was like, I fucked her.
Oh, you got that shit, dude.
I was like, I don't know how science works. You might be asymptomatic. You may not catch it at all. Why would you fuck her? How did you give in to that? How did you look past herpes? I was like, you gotta explain to me how you said fuck.
I'm gonna go ahead and chance it.
Right. So,
like,
he got home from work, and she was his roommate. He got home from work, and she was sitting there, like, she had on some short shorts and a bikini top, no shoes on, and he was looking at me, and I was sitting there with a t-shirt on and cargo shorts, Nike, and I'm fucking low. About 5 minutes after he walked in the door, my kids come beating on the door talking about, Mom's looking for you. I'm like, oh, fuck. So I leave, and as I'm walking out the door, I hear him say to her, what the fuck's going on here? So when I went back over there the next day to hang out with him, she was acting all funny. I was like, dude, this shit happened with her, man. I'm not sure. He was like, what do you mean? I said, dude, me and her had a discussion, but she did want to fuck me. I was like, dude, are you mad at me because I didn't fuck your herpes infested roommate? Or are you mad at me because you think I fucked your herpes infested roommate? Because if you're mad at me because I didn't fuck her, and if you still mad at me because she wanted to fuck me, that's not my fault. Right?
Right.
That didn't make no bit of difference. He was mad at me because he thought he had a thing for this girl, and he thought that I was gonna take her. But the truth of the matter is, he wasn't in trouble of anyone taking her. Because everybody knew. It wasn't no secret. Everywhere she went, everybody knew she had her. She couldn't get that pussy away to anybody but him.
That nigga was in love. Wait a second.
My ex-girlfriend's brother, right? And my best friend, they did something a month after I went upstate. They both went over to my baby's mama's house and tried to get some pussy. They both did. I'm like, damn, for real?
Goddamn.
I'm like, and they didn't fuck. She didn't fuck him because she already knew that if she had fucked him, that was the end of us even having communication. Like, that's how I am. I'm a Pisces. I'm a fish. So when you hurt me, it's fuck you. I'm changing my number. You can never talk to me again.
Look at that.
I'm not gonna sit there. I'm getting the fuck away from you.
Oh shit.
But that's how it's been, right? So when this last shit with me happened, everybody was glad. I found out when I was sick and I was having legal problems, all this shit, people was glad to see me suffering. And I'm like, all I ever did was party and smoke weed. I didn't fuck your girl, your girl, your girl, or your girl.
Party and bullshit.
Why do you, what is your problem with me? So I was talking to my mother one day, and she was like, do you know why people don't like you? She was like, why? She was like, it's not that you're a genius. She was like, it's just that most people are stupid, and it's something that you do that most people don't do. She said, ever since I've known you, whenever you want to know something, you would either go get your encyclopedia. This was before computers. You would go get your encyclopedias and read. You always were reading. You would read things, and you would go to the library, and you wanted to learn things.
Yo, what's up, viewers? Thanks for stopping by, showing your support on the Bullpen. What's up?
Other people aren't like Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm digging.
So, like my uncle, he used to say that the reason why he didn't get the foreman job was because they were racist. And then when they gave the job to a black dude,
What was the reason then? Uncle Tom.
Uncle Tom. But then I'm gonna tell you, I don't usually talk like how I'm about to talk now, but I'm gonna tell you, I just got to do it for the sake of the conversation. I don't usually use the N-word a lot. When you get me saying nigga, it's usually I'm mad. But every time you in the room with him, it's motherfuck this, fuck that, nigga, nigga, nigga. And I was like, you think people don't, I used to sit there and think like, you think your people, your boss don't know who you are. People talk. Everybody you work with know how ignorant you are. Why would they make you in charge or foreman of a line? You got no people skills.
No professionalism.
You racist. Why would they give you that job? And you mad because this man knew how to play the game to get the job that you didn't deserve. Right? I knew that at 13, right?
Right.
So, my mother said that people, when you are like, when people say to me, man, you just smart. You always been smart. I said, there's nothing I don't know that you can't know. I'm not a genius. I
just choose to fucking retain
smart.
that info.
It's just that most people are just lazy. They rather make up something than actually learn something. Like, I got into a debate with a dude, and then later on, remember I told you about my man who believed in, like, the Egyptians made white people, and they used to be our service, and then they rebelled and all that shit.
That was fucking hilarious.
So
that was a good one.
I was talking to this cat, and he had spent like a week hanging out with this dude, right? Talking to this dude. So he running around in every conversation he having anywhere, having this, pretty much repeating everything this guy has said. Now my man offered him books. Here, read this book. He'd be like, cool. He'd get the book and never read it. But what he did do was rehash everything my man said to him. But
not even understanding what the fuck he fucking, like, he's giving him the book to read it so he can understand the shit he just, like, talked to you about, bruh. So you can be able to fucking do it. Know what you're talking about.
When you try to use oral, you know, like tribes used to have oral history. Like, they didn't have a written history, so they would orally pass down things. The problem with humans doing that is that when somebody
that game telephone,
chances are when you go to tell somebody else, if it takes longer than, I'm gonna say, a minute to explain, you probably fucking up the whole concept. Most people.
Like I said, you know that game telephone. What I think it's called telephone. You know when you got a line of people, you whisper one thing in one motherfucker ear, and that they turn around and whisper. And by the time you get to the end, that should be completely different. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's proven that happened.
That's a lot of fucking shit like that.
And then human beings also suffer from what you call false memory. Like, you remember something that never actually happened. It wasn't like that for real. How you feel is how you remember certain things, events. Like, if you were really happy, like if you had sex one day, like you had the best fun ever, you got laid, you was fucked up, the girl is always prettier 5 years later in your mind. And then when you see her again, you're like, damn, she wasn't as cute as I thought. Because you wanted her to be. You wanted that experience to have.
I see what you said, but I don't think I experienced that though.
Okay, but that's right, that's true. But it's just like that happens. That's like, and that's something that people do. Now, I'm not
that's psychology. You know, that's just the nature of the human mind.
Some
Everybody
people,
always views the world through rose-tinted colored glasses. Everybody does this.
I have a memory like an elephant. My mother used to say to me, you get on my fucking nerves because you don't ever forget shit. Like, I could remember things she said to me when I was like 7 years old, 6 years old, and I repeat them back. And she would be like, you ain't gonna never let that go, huh?
Nope.
Let me
Thought I
tell
was the
you,
only
let me tell you
motherfucker
a
that
little
was
funny
like
story
that
about my
then.
mother. So my mother she was the type of person like, she'd be like, baby, come give me a hug. You hug her, right? And she'd be like, ooh, you done picked up some weight, right? And you'd be like, yeah, mom, I'm gonna go work out. She'd be like, good, you need to exercise a little bit more. You want some chocolate cake?
Look at
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Hell
Take
yeah, I'll
you in the
taste it.
take you in the kitchen, give you a big ass piece of chocolate cake, and while you eating it, you gain weight because you eat that chocolate cake. Mm-hmm. You a
Look
big
at
girl
that.
stomach. So you sitting there like, what the fuck? Did you just shame me after giving me the damn cake?
Most likely.
Then
That's what
hold
that.
on. So hold
That's
on,
when
right?
I tell people to go fuck off. I don't care if
No,
they're my mom
I
or
ain't
my
gonna tell
dad.
my mother to fuck off. Hold on.
I
Anyway,
do that though because you set me
so
up.
so
Why would you set me
so
up?
so that's just my mother being my mother. That's just how she is. She's done a lot of good. So I wouldn't hold that against her. But anyway, so
Okay, fair
I
enough.
go. So this actually happened. So I went home and I started going to like working out, walking, and then I started running and I was lifting weights and I slimmed down, man. I lost about 40 pounds and I was looking good, right? I go see, I went over her house one day and I got on all new gear, bro. I'm Tommied out. She said, "You're not smoking crack, are you? Because you lost weight fast." I said, "So you told me to lose weight. When I lose weight, you asked me if I'm smoking crack." She wasn't serious. She was fucking with me. You know what I'm saying? So I
She was both. She was concerned because you did lose the weight so quick though. She's like,
no,
there's
she
no
wasn't.
way.
You don't know. No, listen, bro. She was fucking with me. It's my mom. I know her. So when she before she died, she came to live with us. She came to live with us. So we used to sit up and talk. And she was like, "You always been sensitive, and you never let nothing go. You never forget nothing. You never let nothing go." And that's true because I reminded her of that. Now this shit happened in '96. The conversation that we had was in 2012. She was like, "I don't even remember that." I was like, "Cause you old." And she was like, "Don't tell me I'm old." And I was like, "But you are, man. You kind of old as hell. Like you gonna be dirt again."
Cut old as hell. Look at that nigga.
And she was like, "Well, I don't see that stomach turning into dirt anytime soon, or you."
Look
And we
at
laughed and
that.
joked. We laughed and joked. She was like, "Every time you get a girlfriend, you gain weight, and then when y'all break up, you get in shape. What happened?" I say,
Oh
"Because you just
shit.
wind up sitting around with somebody." Nicole liked to eat pizza
Chilling.
almost every damn day. Used to drive me nuts. I'm like, "What? What you want to eat?"
Pizza.
She either wanted Coney Island breakfast or she wanted pizza. My God.
And nothing wrong with that, I guess, right?
I don't want no pizza every fucking day.
I'm weird
I
like
don't
that because
want
people eat one of those
anything
Could
people.
every
work
fucking
shit.
day. Shit.
She
I'm one of those people
could
that can
work
eat
shit.
pizza every day. I could do it. I could eat pizza every day.
Uh,
I couldn't. I don't give a fuck how much it is supposed to be my
Not the
favorite food or
same
whatever.
kind of
I can't
pizza.
eat anything
Not the
every
same
fucking
kind of
day.
pizza, mind you. It'd have
After
to be
about the
mixed up a
second or
little bit.
third day, I don't give a fuck if it is a different type of
the
pizza. It's
only
still
thing
pizza.
that I can eat
After
every
about the second or
day,
third day, yo, let me get that lobster or something. You know what I'm saying? I mean, well, back when I was eating shit
the
like
only
that. But
thing that I can eat every day is burritos because I make different types of burritos.
Tacos and burritos.
I could have no, I mean just like burritos, not tacos, just burritos. Like I
Oh,
could
I
have a
could do
bean
tacos
burrito,
every day.
I had a meat green burrito, I can have a veggie burrito, I can have a cheesy burrito, I can have, I eat all different types of burritos. I love burritos.
Burritos is
Like
good.
and I can have all different types of burritos and I
That's
make them
stoner food to
myself.
the max right
I
there.
roll them, I stuff them, I do all that myself. Now I
I
can
ain't
eat
got no
burritos, but
choice.
I can't eat pizza
Don't got
every
a
day
choice. Let's
because
see what he
when I
works
eat
on.
burritos, sometimes I eat chicken burritos, sometimes I eat beef burritos, sometimes I'll eat a veggie burrito, sometimes I'll eat a cold cut burrito. I
I
don't,
ain't never had a
I
cold cut burrito. I'm gonna have to try that one day.
well, a cold cut burrito is just
Mm.
basically a
Like ham and cheese and
no, what do they call it?
turkey.
Not a gyro, the other thing.
Oh, shawarma.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah, that's
That's
chicken gyro.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it is. Then it's like there's another one for a cold cut that they call it. I just can't remember. But
Then
Anyway,
there's pork, but most people don't get pork gyros.
I can eat that, but I can't eat pizza in Coney Island every day. I'm sorry, I can't do it. I don't give. I know Coney got a lot of food, but I can't eat a lot of. I can't eat that shit every day. That shit, like, I get to the point, like, if I eat too much of, like, I have to keep my diet balanced because if I don't, shit makes me constipated. My system just don't like certain
Well,
shit.
not to assume ethnicities here, but I assume you're black.
You're black too, ain't you?
Right. I'm just trying to be formal and politically correct here, I guess.
We already had this discussion.
Okay.
I'm black.
So,
Because you said to me, how do you know I'm not black?
Right. So the point that I'm getting at, though, is that this isn't the case for every black person in America, but most of us are lactose intolerant at some point in time. We don't have the digestive enzymes to break down cheese and dairy products.
Oh yeah, I'm lactose. Cheese and I love cheese. And cheese and milk, ice cream, it all gives me the shit.
Yep, my uncle's the same way. If he don't take one of his like weird little pills or something like that before or after he gonna eat some dairy products, he gonna have a problem.
Like I get explosive.
Fucking
so
fuck,
I feel like
fuck. Give me my fucking relentless fucking pursuit. God damn it. Fuck. I just want a relentless pursuit with either 2 to 3 charges. Why the fuck can't y'all give me that?
And see, that's why I've been
Fucking
saying that the core
fuck.
fundamentals of Anthem's loot system do need to be reworked to be a little.
I mean, no, actually, the shit they be giving me be good shit. They still give me good shit. It's just like, god damn, like, I done gotten a bunch of relentless pursuits. They be good ones, and I just be like, I don't want that, though. Give me the one I
want. Your
want.
gun today, bro. Your favorite gun, the one you always talking about, solid.
The Endless Siege?
Yeah, I got that with God.
You got the level 81?
No. I got the 75 with like 350 damage.
Yeah, I ain't interested in the level 75 one. The only way to get the level 75 one to do the kind of damage that mine was doing before 1.5 would be you'd have to have a perfect god roll. You'd have to have like 425 extra damage.
But I also have the Colossus component to boost the damage for.
I have all of that too. My whole Colossus is built around armor and weapon damage, and I have that component that gives extra weapon damage to autocannons and pistols. Yeah. That's on my build. Like I said, my Colossus was built to take damage and dish it out, and the principle behind that was the autocannon will let me have reach. I can't always be on top of something, but if I have some extension,
bruh, especially when it comes to motherfucking Anthem, because I'm on Anthem right now. I ain't even watching TV like I thought I just talking and communicating, bruh.
Hey, but think about what I'm saying though, right? If I can do 20,000 plus damage per bullet at a range of 10 or 20 meters or more, that's some pretty good numbers.
Dude.
You know what I'm saying? I don't have to rely on melee, like, because everybody's doing that melee thing. Like, everybody's into the melee. Melee this, melee that. The only one who don't do melee is the fucking Storm. And I've even seen some good melee builds for the Storm.
I only like my melee because it's a primer. So I prime acid. I can prime acid, deck the acid. And while he's still frozen, I can hit him with the electricity.
See, that's the only problem this build has, is that right now I can't use my Meteor Smash melee. I have to use the other one. I have to use the Earthshaker one, right? So right now I'm loaded with 2 primers. No, 2 detonators, but I don't have any primer.
I got combo effects on my combo effects on my Colossus, and it's a good roll. It's like 50%.
See, I don't even do any of that. I don't do no ultimate build bullshit. I ain't doing no combo build shit. My build is straight up tanky and damage. I want to do as much damage with that auto cannon as I can. You know, and I do that, and I do that because the auto cannon is the only weapon in the game that is the Colossus's weapon. There's no other weapon other than the grenade launchers, which are specific to the Colossus. So it just doesn't make sense that
I don't like those grenade launchers, man.
Sentinel's Vengeance is the best one.
I got that. I still don't
Sentinel's Vengeance is the shit. What you need is a magazine upgrade on it to give it more
rounds. Sentinel's Vengeance is the one where, like, when you destroy a target, you get armor back.
No. That's Balm of Gavinicus. I hate Balm of Gavinicus. The grenades on that fucking, they're just retarded. You gotta lay them down like mines or some shit, and then wait for enemies to be near them, or you gotta shoot it into a group of enemies, and then you gotta detonate it. That shit takes too long when you need armor back right then and there.
Yeah.
That's why you gotta be tactful when you use it. Man, I'm really debating if I want to keep that or not.
That changes the role of the Colossus in my book, right? The Colossus has two roles that he can do. He can either be front-end aggressive, or he can be backline support. That's why he has things like mortar launchers and the rubidium.
It's got charges in damage. Fuck it, I'm gonna keep that.
Right. The Colossus is either an artillery piece or he's in your face. There is no other. There's just no other play. Right.
Rangers, Vanguard.
Alright, no, I'm stick with that. I can't believe I'm losing.
Storm
Fuck it.
Is artillery too.
Storm is definitely artillery.
Is true artillery.
Storm is aerial artillery, which is one of the things that people don't fully understand about the Storm. Though your role ain't supposed to be on the ground, bro. You're supposed to be in that air, controlling them skies.
Being that good old sniper, that support role.
Temple of Scars is really not. Certain areas of Temple of the Scars aren't really good for the Storm. Aren't good for the Storm.
Not at all.
Like the last boss fight. That kill box is just. You have to get in the corner. As a Storm, you have to get in that far corner.
You got to stay behind the fan blades, behind the junk that's there, so that you're not being fucking murdered every 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Because his missiles are no joke. He hits you with one missile and it fucking stuns you, knocks you out of the air, overheats you, and then by the time you recover, you got another barrage coming in.
Yeah.
Fucking I'll just go with that.
You know, so that's why I say, you know, it's like for me, the Colossus is only one of two ways you can play him. You're either aggressive in the face of the enemy, taking the damage, or you're further away, dishing out the damage. You know, that's why the Balm of Gavinicus is a joke to me though, because like. It would only work if you were going to be playing a support role where shooting things at a distance would work for that.
I think it's more like a situational thing. Like, you know, if you know what you're getting into and shit, and you know it could work for it. Like I said, I think it's one of those weapons that you only pull that out for a specific situation. It's not something you be willing to roll with on a regular basis.
I can give you a niche situation that you can still test out. I think this still works. When the Furies come out, you know how the Furies go into their bubble and you basically can't attack them? Well, if you get really close to a Fury's bubble while equipped with the Balm of Gavinicus, and you shoot the Balm of Gavinicus dead into their bubble, for some reason the grenade counts both the target and the bubble as two targets, and you actually get a full amount of health back from that though. You don't damage you don't damage the target, but at the same time he can't damage you either. Because you know when he's in the bubble, he's shooting out those red orbs at you, right? Like I said, if you stand right on top of him with the Balm of Gavinicus and just shoot one grenade into him every second, you don't take no damage. But that's very circumstantial that you're going to be equipped with the Balm of Gavinicus and do that. I found that out just out of curiosity. I was just like, well, wait a minute. What happens if I clip into this motherfucker's bubble and shoot a grenade into it? What will it do? It don't hurt him, but it does give you health back.
That's what's up. That's good to know. Why are y'all over there just looking at the fucking door? Ain't nobody at the fucking door.
Remember, I've had two builds with my Colossus. One actual
my
build
cats
before
is so
this.
weird.
I was tanking on my Colossus, I want to say, before most people had even figured out how to properly stay alive as the Colossus. Because my core principle was I need to be alive. Even if I don't do no damage, I need to be alive. So I was double stacking things like ablative shielding with shield pulse and like one other ability. When I would proc all my abilities, it was I would have like 160 or something % damage resistance. I could stand there and let two Furies beat on me and they couldn't hurt me. They would do like 1 HP, but I could only do that for about 10 seconds though. Then I'd have to refresh my buffs though.
Where's the fucking event at?
I wonder what's my ping on Battlefield tonight. If my ping is good, I'm gonna play.
Looking at
But ever since they did that armor luck switch and upgrade, you know, I had to redesign my build a little bit. You know, certain things just weren't needed anymore. You know, for the build.
I downloaded some shit. I don't like the. I only got a certain. I don't like I got 3 sources of bandwidth, and I just kind of divide it up. Cause I use about 300 gigabytes a month.
okay.
Oh, well, you're streaming though, right? Or no?
I stream and I download movies and I download music. I use Spotify too, but sometimes I do like to still keep music on my phone so that when I'm in a bag or something, I get poor connection, I can still listen to music. Because whenever I don't have my headset on, people talk to me that I don't want to talk to. I don't know what it is, why people just decide to have conversations. I don't look friendly.
That could be part of it. You don't look friendly, so people try to talk to you to see if you are.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense to me. Why people just crazy?
Fucking day.
Well, because part of it is people aren't necessarily trying to judge a book by its cover. You might look mean, nasty, and big and brutish, but a person talk to you for 2 seconds and they be like, oh, well, this guy knows what he's talking about. This guy's cool.
Yeah,
you
I
know?
just don't talk to strangers, man. I mean,
everybody's a stranger. At what point in time does a stranger not become a stranger if you don't actually engage with somebody?
What I mean is, like, all right, when I want to meet somebody, I know how to, I'll greet them, but I just don't be standing in line and I see some dude standing in front of me and I'm like, yo, man, hey, what's up? Did you hear about what happened? I don't do that shit.
I mean, I've had that happen, and you know, I can't say that I've ever.
I ain't gonna say I just be on some random shit like that, but like I acknowledge, you know what I'm saying, the motherfucker I don't know. I acknowledge a stranger, you know, depending on what they.
Yeah, but in the back of your mind, you like, why are you talking to me? Like,
No,
I'll give you.
Not necessarily. Actually, the reason why I don't like care is like, you know, I have genuine, you know, like good faith in like that people can be cool and just be cordial and shit, and that people just. Sometimes I just want to, like, communicate. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes people just need communication. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
I remember we were saying this last night. I like to talk to who I want to talk to.
Well, let me give you a good example of a bad run with a person that I had, right? I was out with some friends of mine many years ago, and it was getting late. And we didn't know what time it was. And so there's people walking past us left and right. But this one particular person caught my eye, though. It was a gentleman, and I think it was
Underground is out on Netflix.
Fuck! I forgot all about that. Hell yeah! Thanks for letting me know. I've been waiting on that.
You want to see that too?
Hell yeah!
It was this guy and his lady, right? So I'll never forget it. The dude was wearing like a brownish trench coat, and they were walking. And I asked him, "Excuse me, sir." And he's like, huh? And I was like, yeah, do you have the time? It's like, what time is it? And it's like, he just straight up ignored me after that. You know what I'm saying?
Did he give you the time at least?
No. He acknowledged me when I said, excuse me, sir. And then when I asked him what time it was, he just straight up ignored me and just kept on walking.
Oh, damn.
And I'm like, sir, it's like, you can't tell me what time it is? It's like, I know you got a watch or something on you. It's like, you know, I need to...
I was just quick asking you a quick question. Like, you know what I'm saying? I mean, see, like, something like that, I'd be like, oh, well, okay, my bad. He definitely don't want to fucking, you know what I'm saying? I'd just be like, okay, fuck it.
I'm the type of person, like,
but God, I asked the next motherfucker I can come across.
I looked at my watch, it would have been like, whatever time it really actually was, I would have told you an hour later.
You a dick. Like, oh, I'm gonna tell you a time, but it ain't gonna be the time it's supposed to be.
I'm very nice to people. Like when strangers talk to me, I'm polite, nice.
Well, that's all I'm saying. The dude could have just told me. I don't know what time it is.
Your mind, even though you're being nice to people, like you could, like if you ever been somewhere and seen a really ugly person, and they be talking to you and they really nice, and I ain't being like conceited. I'm saying, like you see somebody that got something disturbing about their picture, and you be talking to them, and you being nice, but in your mind you thinking like, the shit is that on your face? Like, what you think and what comes out your mouth is supposed to be under control.
Oh shit!
Like,
retarded.
whenever I'm at the bank, it's always like some old drunk that talks to me about some shit, and I don't even know what the fuck he's talking about, but I go, yeah.
You acknowledge it, right?
I acknowledge him, but I put my earpiece back in, and then I'll be like, what made him talk to me?
Stuff like that, I don't really ask or think about it like that. To be honest, I just, like I said, I just take it as some people just need to communicate with others sometimes.
I was at the supermarket the other day, and this lady was following me, right? And I was like, why she keep following me? And every time I look around, she like smile a little bit. And she ain't had no front teeth. But I was like, okay.
She got that chrome dome, boy.
Spaghetti sauce. I was at spaghetti sauce, and I'm like, what's up? I'm like, what's up? What's going on? She was like, oh, I was just following you to see if you want to do a trade. I was like, what kind of trade? Well, I got $40 on my bridge card, and I was willing to sell you the $40 for $25. I'm like, oh shit, okay, I'll do that.
Yeah, that's a nice little trade.
Even though I could have been like, what the fuck you following me for? I would have lost that deal. Everything I learned when I was young, everything that runs through my mind, don't let out my mouth. No.
I got a question about reviews. What we were talking about earlier about how you don't necessarily like look at them or stuff like that. Now I don't know if this would be a review per se, but there's a guy on YouTube that debunks products. Okay, so a product might claim to generate water or something like that, right? And they might make outlandish claims like you can make a liter of water Aqua Purifier 1 million.
That's not what he was talking about, though. He was talking about when people do game reviews and they have an agenda to hate on the game.
Okay. Well, we'll cover that in 1 second, though. But would you say this guy debunking a person's claims of something are similar? Though, if you think about it, yeah, he's got a product.
Product testing, it's a lot of people out there that test products, and that's cool, though.
But I mean, he's not testing the product, though. He's just using their own numbers, right? Their own science that they claim this thing can generate this much in this much time. And then he takes the math and he says, I can prove to you mathematically how this is not accurate.
But wait, no, is he still using, like I said, I honestly don't care what he's saying mathematically if he's not using the product. I want to see what the product can do.
If he's not attempting to take the water purifier and make that amount of water,
right?
I don't want to see that.
Like, I don't want to see him build his own rid or anything like that and be like, this is just as similar. And no, use the actual product and prove that they shit ain't working.
Well, let's say he takes the device that they have, right, and he takes every aspect of that device based on their claims. And he runs the numbers on that device based on their claims.
And answer to your question, I wouldn't like that.
No, like I said, I want them to use the actual product.
So he's using real science to debunk bullshit before the bullshit.
No, see, it's not about the real science. It's about the product. Because I already know the real science. I want to see the product. You know what I'm saying?
So the product claims it can do this.
We are children of mythbusters, brothers.
Right. Okay. So one example was a dryer that was shown. This magical dryer is supposed to be able to like dry your clothes in half the time as a conventional dryer, use half the energy as a conventional dryer. It's less than half the size of a conventional dryer. And he goes through all the videos of them showing the dryer, and he explains, in none of the videos do you hear the sound of this thing. And in none of the videos do you actually see how many garments they actually load into the device. He looks at the dimensions of the opening of the device and the size of the device, and he's like, at best you could fit 4 pieces of clothing in here. And given how much power it consumes and how much heat it would have to produce to dry said clothing, he does the math. And
I wouldn't care, because like I said, he still ain't using the product. Like I said, I'm sorry, you got to use the product.
So here's the question: do you have to buy a bullshit product to prove that it's bullshit?
No. I'm talking about as in what you're using for him. You know, testing the product. I don't care about him, like I said, because he's, in order for him, like, okay, if he's using that product and he's supposedly debunking the product, you have to use that product to debunk it. Okay, because it's not. No, because it's because building your own fucking shit. Like I said, I don't care about you building your own shit. If the product claims to do this, that, and the third, that's the only thing I'm interested in. I don't care about the science behind it or nothing. What I'm interested in is what the product is said to be doing.
No matter what anyone says, you're not going to accept it. No, we don't.
Okay, no, I get that, but what about this example? So there was a water purifier, like I said. The water purifier was about as big as your standard water bottle. It's a little bit bigger because the unit actually has to attach to the top of the water bottle. I can't really give a good depiction of how big the unit is, but it wasn't that big.
I know about handheld water purifiers.
Okay, so the thing with this device is that it was supposed to generate water from the air. It was supposed to pull the ambient moisture in from the air and condense it back into water. Given the size of the device and how much water they claim the device to produce in a given amount of time, you use math and use other devices that do the same thing as an example of how this device is used.
Maybe you can in the rainforest.
Well, okay, maybe under certain ideal circumstances, and he even accounted for that, but he said the best water evaporation system, or the best water condenser on the planet right now, is like the size of a fucking air conditioner, and it takes days for it to generate as much water.
And like I said, don't kid. Use the actual device and see what it does. And the same parameters and everything that they used it in.
Okay, so obviously you do that. You waste the money on the device only to find out.
I'm not wasting the money. That's why I'm gonna watch somebody else get that motherfucker. Like I said.
People go out and get sick. Go out and get an Android, they go out and get an Apple, they'll go out and get another brand of phone, or they'll go out and they'll go to someone they know that has a particular car, like Dodge, and they want to do a video about a Dodge, or they like the unboxing. Everything that I watch about people product testing or talking about
that is fucking bullshit. The fucking lag.
And then I like Mythbusters. I watch
my fucking internet
for years. I watch Mythbusters bust a lot of shit. They debunk a lot of bullshit.
They did debunk a lot of stuff.
And they had a bunch of plausibles, but not fully motherfucking,
right.
Fucking their shit too. So I love fucking Mythbusters.
They had one episode that I don't agree with though, that I can't believe that they messed up on though. It was the thermite experiment test that they did, and I can't believe that people of their scientific and mechanical background made the mistake that they made.
Which episode?
And almost everybody who. I don't know what episode it was specifically, but it was the episode about thermite. They were kind of sort of doing this in reference to 9/11 because people were saying that thermite was used in the building. But when they did their test, right, they used thermite in opened, unclosed environments where they were literally just dumping thermite onto something to see what it would do. But they didn't take.
So you're saying the parameters weren't the same as what was going on at the towers?
In other words, they were trying to prove that thermite couldn't cut through steel, but then someone else did a very similar video where they took thermite and they put it on some steel and they burned it, right? And it didn't do shit. And he said, well, the reason it didn't do anything is because much like an explosion, all the force of this just went out into the air. So he took the same thermite, took the same amount of it, put it on a piece of steel, and then he put a plate over it so that the force of the thermite, when it activated, only had one direction to go.
And just so happened that it went through it.
Yeah, just
not
the heat.
Force, the energy.
Yeah, just the heat. So when he did that, right, he only used a very small amount of thermite, and this shit cut through the steel like it was a fucking a hot knife going through butter. But yet, Mythbusters used like a pound of thermite, all out in the open with nothing directing any of its energy anywhere other than just out into the cosmos. And Mythbusters was like, yep, thermite can't touch these fields. Which is bullshit though, because we know that during World War II, many of the soldiers carried thermite canisters with them to destroy the German hardened big guns that couldn't be attacked from air or sea. So, like, I don't understand how... No. Thermite is thermite. Okay, it doesn't matter how you mold it or shape it or formulate it. Thermite is still thermite. Alright, here we go. It's just moldable. Thermite plastic is moldable, obviously, but it's still going to work under the same principle that once it's ignited, if there's nothing backing that force, it's just going to burn out into the open like a big wild fire, you know? If you don't direct that energy to what you want it to burn, it's not going to burn what you're applying it to that much. And that's what the guy in the video said. Is like, how could the Mythbusters miss this?
Man,
I had a problem.
Is either one of y'all on motherfucking Anthem? Shit, cause I'm about to pull a call out, cause this shit is fucking pissing me off. I can't get the fucking... I don't know if it's cause my shit just lagging real bad, but my motherfucking... I can't get this fucking free play of it for my fucking life, son.
But yeah, I just thought that was one episode where they just, for whatever reason, glossed over the physics of the effect more than they should have. And I can't help but wonder, were they paid to do that? Were they forced to do that? You know, because I can't think the Mythbusters would have not caught that early on. Like, oh shit, wait, we're just letting all the energy escape out randomly. We're not directing it at all. We're not funneling it into any usable force. You know, it's like an explosive, right? You only have an explosive because you have pressure. You know, you have a energetic substance trying to consume all of its energy in one go, and it just bursts. You know, it has no way of doing that in a controlled manner.
Wow, my fucking shit just blue screened me. Fuck it, I'm taking that.